People, good people of the settled systems, I implore you, hear my cry. So, last night I was having some difficulties with Fallout 4, as some of you probably know. And, well, I decided to go ahead and convert my Fallout 4 mod order, my mod list, load order, anyway, over to Mod Organizer 2, like I had done with Starfield. And I got about halfway through that process because it's pretty intense. And I was having a pretty rough morning because I only got about 4 hours sleep. So I went back to bed, took a little nap. Anyway, long story short, not terribly satisfying on the nap front. Came back and looked at that load order and went, I can work on this later. I don't have to stream Fallout 4 again until Wednesday. So did some stuff around the house. Day went by, thought I'd take another little nap. Woke up, starting to get ready to go tonight, and I realized somehow, some way, I don't know how, but I must have overwritten my Starfield load order with the new Fallout 4 load order. So, what we have here is the beginnings of the Starfield load order. In other words, all of the creations in their glory, and none of the extra mods, which is fine because we still have, you know, Xeno Master and all the patches. We still have Dark Star and all the patches. You know, we still have Watchtower, the Veil. You know, most of the stuff is still here. That being said, I don't have the interface. I don't have, you know, some of the extras that you can only get off of the Nexus, and that's going to have to come later. But in the meantime, I bring you Starfield. So tonight is Bubbles effed up and made a big mess of his load order for both Fallout 4 and Starfield. And we're going to go ahead and run with what we've got. So we're going to start a new game. We're not going to go through the whole entry scenario because we don't need to. And we're going to move on from there. So taking a page from my good friend Thorgan Ironside, we're making do with what we got so we can play some Starfield and kick some ass, because I really need some Starfield in my life tonight. So, if everyone is ready, I think that's what we're going to be doing. Let's catch up with chat a little bit here while we're loading in. Ghost Rider's in the chat, Thorgan's in the chat, Larry's in the chat. Hello, Larry. Bamboozler's in the chat. Bam, good to see you, man. We got Ron in the chat. Chat's moving too fast for me to see everybody. That's a nice feeling to have. I'm not really sure what is happening here. That didn't look right. That didn't look like the starting screen. Mr. Lothar, how you doing, buddy? Makes me intensely nervous when things like that happen. Well, that guy looks like he could be a co, huh? Thanks, Bam. That's awesome. I appreciate it. I don't remember if we were a male or female in the last one right this very second, to be perfectly honest with you. I don't think it particularly matters all that much. Let's just go with this guy for right now. I'm not going to worry about it too much. We can always change things at Enhance. For the price of 2 tacos and a cup of coffee, we can change our looks at any time, at any place. It's one of the beauties of Starfield, isn't it? So we'll just move on through. Beast Hunter, obviously, because we're running with Xenomorph. That just seems to be thematic and practical. Pure-hearted. Well, I don't know about that. I try to stay positive, but pure-hearted, that's asking a lot. Wanted, Terra Firma, and I don't know, where should we be from, chat? Should we be from the Freestar? Haven't done that in a while. Neon, also Freestar, but a little separate. I guess we could also go with, well, somewhere in here. Where are they at? The UC, there they are, United Colonies. What do you think? Where should we pick up where, well, not where we left off, but where we're starting out for tonight anyway? Varun! Now, how would I be? I guess I'd be snake-blooded? No. Serpent's Embrace. Alright, so Serpent's Embrace, Terra Firma, because it's so much more important to fight on dry land when you're running Xeno Master than it is in outer space. And Wanted, of course, one of my favorites. Yeah, we'll go with that. We'll finish it up, and we'll name this guy, I don't know, doesn't really matter. We'll name him Bubbles. Just Bubbles. It's just going to be Bubbles tonight. And we shall confirm something strange is happening. Oh. Well, I'll be. Fun. Bear with me, guys. We'll get this sorted out in a second. I think that new fast start thing is not functioning correctly. I had to be real tricky about where I placed it in the load order. I was trying it out because it was one of the latest creation mods I wanted to try. Which one is it? What is it called? As you can see, we've got quite a bit of mods here. Where is it? We're just gonna have to get rid of it for now and maybe start with SKK. What do you think, Thorgan? SKK is the one you always use, right? But I'm gonna have to get rid of this one for now because it is not loading correctly, and I had this problem when I first tested it a couple weeks ago. So I gotta find it and untick it and then get myself some SKK, or just start normally, I guess, but I don't see it. What the hell is it called? You know you're having a great day when you can't even make a new character. Got my Xeno Master, got my Taming Creatures patches. Rios, that's what it was. Thank you. Yeah, Rios isn't going to work at the top. If I remember right, Rios had to be... Oops. We're going to go back into creations here. We're not going to mess with it today because I don't want to go through the whole character creation process again and have it zap me back to the beginning like it does if it's not in the exact right spot. Give me something that I can actually use. I need a fast start. What do we got? Fast start. SKK, fast start. All right. Are we gonna download it, or what's happening? SKK fast start and SKK shut down Constellation are winners in my book. I liked the Rios when I did it a couple of weeks ago, But I remember it just took me a lot of struggle to get it going. Check that out. It does not want to download SKK. Hold on just a second, guys. I'm going to throw you into the coming soon screen so you don't have to look at my desktop. And I'm going to restart Starfield. Yeah, I didn't know about all that stuff, Ghost, when I first downloaded it. It looked fun, and I wanted to give it a try, and I like to try new things, and it was a few bucks, but... and I kind of like what I saw with the little outpost that you started at. That was cool, but I had nothing but problems getting it to run in the first place, and it was the same kind of thing, where it looks like your character fell into the dirt when it's not installed correctly. So... if you want to see the desktop with the Wolfman Jack, it's actually just the generic Windows throw up a picture of the day type desktop right now. No Wolfman Jack, baby. I don't know what to say. Yeah, I love SKK. I used to run SKK stuff all the time in Fallout. And I just found out that they weren't... I didn't just find out, but over the course of time, I discovered that... the mods that I really like Pack Attack and that kind of stuff, didn't play too nice with Sim Settlements 2. And if it was a choice between Sim Settlements 2 and generic Fallout with no Sim Settlements 2 plus Pack Attack, sorry SKK, but that's not going to work for me. I don't play Fallout without my Sim Settlements 2. So let's get back into the live scene here. Am I sure? I am absolutely sure. All right, so load order wise, I think it's going to put Pack Attack or SKK's fast start all the way at the bottom. That's probably fine. I don't think we have to worry about SKK's fast start too much. That pretty much works with everything in Starfield. So we'll get back over here to, yes, I'm aware. Oh, we're loading, people. It's time for loading, I suppose. Let's get this done. Hopefully it gives me a fast start SKK and not a standard start, but you know what? At this point, I'll take it. What an afternoon. I have some of the damnedest issues when it comes to Bethesda modding and switching back and forth between MO2 and Vortex is not really a simple process, but in my half asleep state this morning, I must have really done something dirty to my Starfield thing because it was completely replaced. What in the world? I'm not even running anything from the Nexus. We're back in Rios again. Well, guys, I'm not sure entirely what to do at this point. Look, it's a pretty Xeno box pop up. Yeah. Well, I thought for sure when everything came up that this was going to work just fine, but that was the extent of the testing that I was able to do, and it looks like I was wrong. Error code, well, it was a Nexus error too, and I'm not even running, I'm running directly through the Starfield engine with no Starfield script extender or anything else. So none of that makes any sense. I don't know why I'd get a Nexus error. Oh. If I did not delete the creation, it'll activate again in my load order. So you think Ryo superseded? Yeah, look at that. So delete Ryos. See, that's the problem. It doesn't want to use... It doesn't want to accept the input when I say to delete it. Yeah, no, I get that, Thorgan. The problem is Ryos won't even let me delete it. You see where it says T down there? T does nothing. And I don't have a save currently, so it's not like it could be baked into my save. Yeah, I mean, I guess I could try that. What a pain in the ass. Not very happy with my experience with Ryos, and I'm sure most of it is user error, but it really gave me nothing but problems. See, look at that. It won't let me delete it at all. It's disabled in the menu. Yeah, it's the same problem I have, which is why I restarted the last time. Because I get stuck on this situation where delete won't highlight, it won't function, it won't work, and this is the first time this has ever happened. I honestly have no idea. Is it having it fit because I have SKK? Yeah, I could try that. Give me just a second, guys. King Gath has a solution for this. Yeah, the solution is don't run anything except King Gath mods, pretty much. I know how that works. Not that he ever says that at all. But what he does say is when they test, they generally only test with the base game and their mods. And then later in the testing process, they open that up to testers using their full load orders and stuff. And they look for conflicts and that type of thing. But since they never change any base game files at all, you know, you're talking about your squeaky clean modding practices. Generally speaking, there's not a whole lot of problem. Unless something else superimposes something over the top of Sim Settlements or Watchtower or whatever. Hey Lost, how you doing? We're struggle busing today, sir, but we're gonna get it. We're gonna get it figured out. We're having a little bit of problems with these fast start mods, which is a damn shame because, you know, Bethesda loves, and I mean loves, to start their games out with an incredibly long, and after you've done it a few times, let's be perfectly honest, super fucking boring intro scene that isn't applicable at all to good gameplay whatsoever. Super fun from a roleplay standpoint usually, and a lot of fun to go through a time or two or every once in a while. But there's a reason why fast start mods are some of the most popular type of mods out there. And that reason is because the intro scenes when you start a new game for Bethesda games are beyond the realm of ridiculous. It's 20 minutes or so before you can even get into any gameplay. So, well, I'm not going to be able to do that on stream, Jeremy. I mean, worst case scenario, I'll see y'all tomorrow night, and we'll find somebody else to go watch together. I try to remain as ego-free when it comes to this kind of thing as humanly possible, and I love when I start things up, fire up a Ron song like Red Mile Baptism, and see a bunch of people file in, all your beautiful faces. But, yeah. Not going to make you sit here and watch me do that much struggle busing. That would be a whole new level of insanity. And not only that, but unless I just did like Xeno Master and fired it up, I got to do load order stuff again, and you know how it goes. It's more complicated than it seems. When you have more than 10 or 20 mods, you get into this kind of situation where let's see, Rios, can I? Yes, I'm absolutely sure. Perfect. And then back to my load order. Can I activate SKK? Anybody that knows more about this whole Starfield thing than I do, because I was away for a year or so, can you think of a reason why my game would, even without a mod organizer type situation going on, not let me delete something without restarting the game? Is that something you guys have ever seen before? Because that seems weird, doesn't it? It seems extra. I mean, these games can be extra enough already with all the mods and stuff, but let's be honest, I wouldn't even be here doing this if it wasn't for mods. So, Ghost Rider 231, represent your kindred in the chat, my friend. I love Bethesda games. I really, really do. And every once in a while, a vanilla load order is perfectly enjoyable. There's no question about that. But the reason why I keep coming back for more, especially after I get kicked in the nuts, is because playing with mods is my happy place. And people like Ghost Rider 231 make that happen. Larry. Oh, SKK, you beautiful bastard. Thank you. Okay, so we're going to start from right here. Why get crazy with it? We're going to be in Argos Minor. Let's not get all nuts. Thank you for installing Xeno Master. Oh, Ghost. You are a beautiful human. And I love to see that scream because it tells me that tonight is going to be okay. Xenobox has been obtained. I think we've all read this a bunch of times. Probably not as much as Ghost has, because he had to write it and get it put into his mod. Well, you're an interesting human. But no. You look like the Lone Vault Wanderer from YouTube. I like that, but no. You all look fantastic. I adore you all. But let's keep this nice and simple. My man! He's ready to jump into a Camaro and go to a kegger after work. She looks a lot like my first girlfriend, except for she had much shorter hair. All right, all the way back over here to check this guy's stash out. In the universe as we know it, there can be only one truly perfect stash. That man has it. I'm not going to be able to replicate it, so let's not even try. since we're here, let's just go ahead and change that haircut because I truly hate it. Yeah, that one's all right. And facial hair, maybe just a little 5 o'clock shadow or a nice trimmed up little beard. I don't know. Cop stash? No, probably not. Yeah, there we go. All right, so we're a beast hunter. I think we've already established this. We're also a... You know what? We'll go with empath this time. We'll bring some companions along. And we'll go with Serpent's Embrace. And we'll go with good old Terra Firma. And we'll throw in a name. We'll just go with Captain Rock. Vasco's not going to be able to say Bubbles. I think we all know this. And please work. Please work. His name is definitely Thad. Well, Rock and Thad, they're pretty close, right? Well, look who's missing. We don't have the bounty hunter person going, hey, I need to talk to you.
And he's your new captain. My crew can take a look at you.
I am your new captain.
You can stop by the Trade Authority kiosk if you need to offload some cargo.
I have no money. I have no nothing. Talking to you is pointless.
Good here. I'll be at my booth.
We're good. Okay. We can begin.
I can assure you this unprovoked attack on a United Colonies research facility will not go unanswered.
You're a bad person.
As soon as possible.
Helena Chambers. You can't keep avoiding me. You know what? I actually really like that quest. I like the guy that you go out with. But ever since I saw you do that in your stream, Ghost, I can't help it. I got a meme with it. Oh, hell. I'm not going to worry about it for right now. We're going to pretend like these people have normal skin. I'm sure it'll resolve itself sooner rather than later. You have Forgotten Frontiers too, but that's annoying. Boy, this is like the generic looks for the game and everything. Yay! Well, it's lovely to see all your faces and your icons, though. I love that. Thanks for showing up to watch Bubbles' scuff stream of Starfield Doom. But we're gonna have some fun with it. Oh, we better check and see where we're at with Darkstar. Okay, so settings, gameplay options. Where's my Darkstar? Darkstar. It's on Darkstar. Thorgan, what do you reckon? You reckon we should go up to Punish Me? We'll go to Punish Me on the old Darkstar. Unless Thorgan starts screaming in all caps, don't do it, don't do it. And then up here, I think was it you? It wasn't Ghost, because Ghost wasn't using Darkstar at the time. Said do easy for all this stuff and then see where you're at. Carry capacity, do a little bit more. Cargo access distance, limited location, vendor credits, and that'll bring us down to 0. So we'll be back at kind of the generic 0%, but we'll be on Punish Me for Darkstar.
You know, I went to chef school. This ain't exactly right.
Alright, I really, really hate it that everybody's face is all screwed up. But I know from experience that I don't even have to change my load order to fix that. Sometimes just... Thorgan? Thorgan? Did you see that? Right over my shoulder, even in first-person view. I saw it pop right up there in the upper left, and I looked, and there it was. Look at this. I get one tap by Xenos, and later when level scaling really kicks in your enemies, you will have leveled gear or equal or better than yours. Yeah, no, I tend to agree. But maybe I read it on the Darkstar forums too, but they were like, look, in order to get the best Darkstar drops, you want to go and punish me. Darkstar at a minimum, but punish me. And when you start a fresh game, turn down your normal in-game settings, and then as you level up, you can adjust those. So, oh, the Forgotten Frontiers 2 is what's causing that? Okay. Well, there it is.
Captain Rock, everyone will be in the
Yep,
library.
and Sarah's got her dark Vanta Black shirt on.
Welcome to Constellation. We have a lot to talk about. Would you care to tell us what happened to our friend? Why you're here and he isn't?
I mean, does it matter? I have your artifact. Yeah, pirates attack. Barrett asked me to deliver your stuff.
I see. Vasco, verify.
All statements.
Yeah,
made
get Vasco to
that
verify. I'm not your messenger boy. I'm your delivery boy.
Barrett hands over our ship and our robot to some random employee of that discount mining outfit he uses.
Walter.
And if we hadn't insisted on installing those emergency protocols, I guarantee
Yes, it's
you
Vanta
that
Black,
Dr.
Ghost.
here would be halfway to neon.
But that didn't happen.
Sarah's always
You
rocking a
missed the
solstice.
artifact.
Thank you, Matteo.
I don't know what she's
Let's
thinking either,
focus
because
on
it's
what's
a
in front of
terrible,
us,
terrible
shall we?
pistol.
What happened when it was extracted? Did anyone see anything? Hear anything?
No. There was,
Interesting. Similar to
bright
Barrett's
lights,
description of the
big
experience
city,
with
a
less
rockin' ass
engagement.
band. Someone slipped something into my drink. You know how it goes.
Me now? Whether it happened or not wasn't in doubt. But honestly, you expect us to believe in fairy
If this is the greatest mystery in the universe, why couldn't
Yeah,
it be
that's
part
just a
of the
visual bug,
ultimate
though,
mystery?
from Sarah's Vanta Black outfit. Is the straight-up visual bug. Same one that causes the
Noel,
various people
I think
around
it's time we tested your
New
theory.
Atlantis here to look like they're made out of black plastic.
We know the artifacts react to each other. The pieces we already have move when they're in.
And if I hadn't already logged out and
Now, if we
logged
add
back
this
in again
new one to
twice,
the two we already
I might be
have,
more motivated to correct that particular issue, but
If you could place it on
we'll
the
get there when we get there.
That's it.
That's it!
And to imagine, we thought there were only two of them at first.
So this is a character who's never been through a Unity, clearly, brand new
Oh
character.
my god, that's it.
Why in the
Reactor.
world
Look at how it's coming together. That energy.
would Our Lady of Silk
No
leave me cute little notes all over the place telling me all about Darkstar?
None of them.
She must know something about me that I don't know.
Breathe. You'll have a heart attack.
She's not the only one. If they're coming together, it's as a set.
Yeah, Quark is fantastic.
By an intelligence outside the settled systems.
Still 2,000 credits for our little wager?
Armin Shimmerman.
You're on, Walter.
Well, if we had all the
The first rule of acquisition is
Now would it?
Not to take away from the moment, but
always take advantage of your customers' terrible
Are you
business
ready to get to
sense.
work? See if exploration is the life you want to lead. in
I
this
am
little-
absolutely ready to get to work. Tell
You
me
should
what
take
I'm
some
in
time to get
for.
settled.
I'm all ready to
Introduce
go.
yourself to everyone. Some of our members aren't here.
You know what?
You'll
I
meet them
really,
soon.
I don't want
Come find me
to.
when you're ready. You and I are going to be doing some traveling together. Get your feet wet.
I don't mind, but I feel like we've done this 3 times in the last 2 weeks, Sarah, so.
In addition to credits, why don't we set you up with a backpack with some boost capability? You'll need it out in the field anyway.
Appreciate it.
Just mind your head.
The more Unity trips you take, the further from the base game you find yourself straying. Isn't that the Hunter's argument? You know? The more Unity trips you take, the more and more you're going to be like the Hunter. That's just how that works.
We will need to deal with the Crimson Fleet, Captain. That is after the frontier. Captain, now that you are a member of Constellation, I am at your service. No additional
Is
protocol
Vasco
necessary.
salty that we didn't do
Also, given the
Moon of Crete
that you will be
because we
out
used
in
SKK's
unsettled
fast start?
space, it might be
He's all giving me the
beneficial
line
to
about
go
dealing
over
with the
exploration
Crimson Fleet.
outpost development. in case you ever need to build.
Let's skip all that. Can use you on my
Captain
crew.
Rock, I will proceed to my assigned post.
Yeah, head on over to the frontier, bud. All right. You know what? Since we're here, and since we're Baroon and not Freestar, let's go join.
Hey. Been looking for you.
Yeah, you can keep looking. Keep looking.
Brownouts all the time. Mast finally sent someone down there, but nothing's changed.
I guess I better equip that new boost pack that Sarah gave me, guys. All right. My screens are back in the correct place for tonight, so I can easily see chat and the game at the same time. That's always a nice touch. Yeah, let's join the UC. Let's go fight a Terramorph. We won't be able to tame it, but we can fight it.
Protect and defend the citizens of the United Colonies to the best of your abilities.
We'll get it tamed soon enough, though.
What do we got here? Another applicant to the UC Vanguard?
You know it, John.
Doing some good for the people of the United.
Tell me more.
Glad to hear it. All you've got to do is, we'll have you working your way.
We're gonna skip to the action tonight, fellas. I feel like whacking something. I hope you're along for the ride, my friends. Let's get busy with this. What do I do next?
Right. Take the elevator down to the Vanguard orientation.
Gotta get a chicken tendy, Ghost.
You can get started at any of the
Those are the rules. I'd really like to get far enough into the game where I can get one for each of my friends. You know, Jeremy, a Thorgan, a chicken tendy. Chicken tendy's an imaginary friend, but you know. A Tommy, a Ghost. I don't think I've quite gotten that far yet. And you know what I might do tomorrow? I might wake up and I might say to myself, Self, I think it's time to completely blow away Windows and start all over again with only the games that I'm currently playing and streaming and rebuild all this shit from the ground up. I'll have all day before tomorrow night. If I start with Starfield, I might just make it. And they did too. They learned that.
From their foundation, the United Colonies strode with only in 2230.
I'm nothing if not thorough, guys.
The Freestar Collective was initially.
If I get quiet at some point, Thorgan says, I'm either learning the kit in-game or old and passed out and your tab stayed open. Nice. Nice.
Founded in 21.
I hate to admit it, but I can kind of relate to all three of those, actually. So, well, the only one I hate to admit to is the last one, but that's just the way life goes, right? Yeah, I should have spent the money on Benjamin Dune and not Rios. No offense to the author of Rios, but I haven't had very good luck with it so far, so. Hi, Cora. Why does every kid in this game look like you?
After the devastation brought by the colony war, the UC and the Freestar.
Well, isn't that literally his backstory? He's from Tamriel, right?
The Vanguard was born.
Got magically transported here through the Unity somehow, and
No one is born a United Colony citizen. Only through service to the UC can one hope to earn.
he looks fun. And I'm sure he would have probably worked out of the box quite a bit better than Rios has.
Welcome, applicant, to the piloting simulation chamber.
At least in my own personal experience of using Rios so far. Cora's hair is popular, but that base is pretty much the same face as well. Slightly different skin tone.
Currently in orbit around a high-detail recreation of a remote.
I guess to Bethesda, that's what all kids are, right? Just slight variations on a theme. Small people.
Your
exam is simple. Defeat as many tiers of opponents as you can before your ship is disabled. You must defeat at least 3 tiers of opponents to pass the exam. Good hunting, applicant.
It's a good theory, Thorgan. And it's generally the theory that I go with most of the time. There are days when I wake up and my knees and hips are a riot and my lower back feels like it's on fire. And I briefly contemplate whether or not that philosophy is still holding true for me. But I think that's all part of the process as well, so.
Eliminated. Progress recorded. Tier 1 reached. Initiating Tier 2.
2 more ships jumping in. This is going to be super easy because I don't think Darkstar touches this, so. Gentlemen, I implore you, please lock onto my tailpipe and eat my exhaust.
All targets eliminated. Progress recorded.
Well, it's not that Cora's not a cute kid. It's just that there's a Freestar sheriff's person over in Aquila, and she's got a daughter who wants to be a deputy or a sheriff when she grows up, and she's got Cora's haircut. And then there's the girl there in the museum, and she's got Cora's haircut. And at a certain point, you're like, is there a genetic breeding program going on here in the Settled Systems that we have not yet been made aware of in any DLC or story quest? Because it seems like all the kids share the same mother. Our father, or something. Some donor sample makes up half that zygote. That's all I'm saying.
All targets eliminated. Progress recorded. Tier 3 reached.
Congratulations, applicant.
Well, see, Ghost is young and beautiful, Thorgan. And Ghost can start streaming. I can have a whole real day. And then I could stream, and then I could be done streaming and go out to the garage to grab a smoke. And Ghost is still streaming. So I have no doubt that Ghost can get through most of several quests in record time compared to you or I.
New targets active.
But that's what being young and beautiful is all about, right, Jeremy? Jeremy knows. You or I start playing, and if real life doesn't call us away within a few hours, our backs and hips will, so, you know. Well, would you look at that? I made it to Tier 4. I guess that's not much of an accomplishment when you're playing on easy, is it? No, you're just hyper-testing your mod, man. I love watching it, but I don't try to keep up with exactly what quest you're on or what you're doing. Because I recognize that you're going to go a lot further in one session than I will in 3 or 4, you know. I need to deploy flak. That's what's going on here. There's a strong need to deploy some flak. For some reason, that's not an option. Oh my god, John Tuwala is going to be so impressed. If I don't die to this last bird, which I'm gonna. Big bada boom.
Progress recorded. Tier 5 reached. Initiating final tier. Prepare yourself.
Prepare to qualify. I wasn't beautiful either, Thorgan, but that's why formed a rock and roll band. You didn't need to be beautiful. You just had to put the pants on and wear the guitar. And nowadays, you kind of got to be both, I guess, but not in the 80s, man. No, you don't get to shoot me with that. That's some more shit right there. That's what that is.
Vaulting simulation. You have passed, applicant. You may proceed to the exit hatch to log your results.
I'm kind of average, thanks though. Nice. Well, beautiful's a state of mind, my friends. And I think you're all beautiful, so. You know how I know I wasn't beautiful? The bass was recommended to me before I learned to play it. Nice. God, Thorgan. That's right up there with my didn't go into rock and roll for the dental plan.
Congratulations, applicant.
Line. That's a good one.
You can head up to
That's a quote for the big quote on the front page of the Hit Parader or Parade magazine interview. Right there. I knew I wasn't beautiful because they recommended I play bass before I knew how to play it.
Your results should be finalized by the time you get back to Commander Tuala.
Mr. Tuala. I learned to play bass because even drummers need wingmen. Drummers are crazy. In my experience, they are crazy. They're wild men. People say, oh, well, singers are crazy. Yeah, you know. Singers get a reputation, but not for the same kind of crazy as drummers. Drummers are just bananas.
Questions you needed answered first.
I wrapped up my exam.
So these are your numbers that just came through then. You ready to hear how you did?
Yes, sir.
I like the fire, applicant. Let's get into it. So, looking at the data, hit every mural in the orientation hall.
Everyone, and listen to them completely.
Thoroughness. To trace the Vanguard values.
I'm nothing if not thorough,
Psychological
John.
results are all within expected levels. Navy doesn't have room.
I don't know about that. Your psychology test is a little wanting.
Now, how'd you do against your foes? Clear tier 5, huh? Damn impressive. I swear they start cheating at that level, but the techs claim it's fair. Either way, you've got the skills the Navy needs. So then, looking at your results as a whole, and presuming you're successful in completing...
Yeah, but that's what I'm getting at, Thorgan. The drummer will take a bullet just because it's a Tuesday. But they will protect their bases. There's no question. If you lock in with a drummer and you're a bass player, you got a friend for life. And I think part of that is because you can sit in the garage or the studio for hours at a time and have a great time, whether the idiot guitar players or singers show up at all. So,
get you the credits you've earned, then
a little different for the noodlers.
First, though,
of course, I wrote all my songs on acoustic guitar, so worst case scenario, I just step out onto the street and throw a hat down on the ground and start strumming and playing.
Official, commit yourself to the cause of the colonies.
I'm ready.
Fantastic. Then just follow me.
Jeremy spent his childhood play with rocks. Nice. We had these things called director sets, Jeremy, and they were like these little plastic panels that snap to these little girders that you put together with pieces to make vaguely box-like structures. That and Duplo blocks, of course, and Legos. Your standard building blocks that were all made out of wood. Oh, your dad's a drummer. Nice. No, good drummers don't have manners. I mean, they have manners, but it's a different kind of manners, really. You know, I wouldn't say they're entirely uncivilized, but they're not regular folk.
Doing this,
And thank God for that, because they'd be terrible drummers if they were regular
Raise your
Poe.
right hand. The motto of the Vanguard is Supra et Ultra.
Supra et Ultra. I love it, John.
That is where we serve. Beyond the furthest reaches.
I love
of
this
United
quest.
Colonies
Best quest in the
military,
game, in my opinion.
With honor and duty above reproach. Do you swear to
It's like an
protect and
80s
defend the
action
citizens
flick.
of the United Colonies to the best of your abilities, and to uphold the values of the Vanguard: honor, loyalty, self-reliance in all your actions as a member of the United Colonies Navy?
All of those things in a bag of Frito-Lay.
Then let me be the first to officially welcome you to the United Colonies Vanguard. Now, only thing left is getting you that probationary mission. And what I've got is comms repair. Group trying to refurb an old colony war processing plant on Tau Ceti 2. Sounds like they've barely gotten set up.
Well, Jeremy, I'm not saying your dad has to match this particular stereotype.
So Brass wants a Vanguard.
I knew a lot of crazy rock and roll drummers from Hollywood, so my perception is admittedly skewed by that particular micro scene.
That's the spirit. Head down to the spaceport and talk to.
And especially in the 80s, the drummers were just crazy.
Oh, and
arms flailing around, constantly beating on their dashboard and their steering wheel. Couldn't have a conversation without beatboxing. You know, the whole nine. Good stuff. I wouldn't want them any other way. Let's go with piloting, rank 1. And security, rank 1. And boost pack training, rank 1. Wow, we're just putting everything in that one category. But that's generally how you start these kind of games. Gastronomy. Oh, well, you know, I am a beast master. Boxing, fitness, stealth. I don't think we're going to be too stealthy. Bubbles doesn't really do stealth all that well. Astrodynamics will get used plenty and leveled up quickly. Targeting control systems. God knows. Nope, can't do it. I was only level 4, not level 5. Alright. Yeah, you fly through the levels here. And, you know, if you really want to do like kind of a long, slow, painful version of this particular scenario, not painful, but definitely less action-packed, you could, for example, do all of the quests here in town. I know you know what I mean, Thorgan. And probably get level 10 or so before you ever leave. You know, there's Sergeant Yumi's quest. There's the bartender over at the spaceport. There's the stuff in the well. There's just a lot of stuff you could do here in this particular town. And I suppose that's probably true for Aquila and Neon as well, but I don't think near to the same extent. Man, this water's not very deep. It's super cold, though. Yeah, that's just the thing, though, Thorgan. Some human brains are wired for that, and those people tend to have a lot of extra energy to burn off. Now, again, I'm sure there's perfectly reserved and relatively quiet and polite, well-mannered drummers who know the difference between a salad fork and a dessert fork. Before you leave the world, sounding like the older Beth games now where everything took place in one world. Yeah. What else did Ghost say? Generally speaking, you could look at, you know, this particular location as something similar to, say, Concord and Fallout 4 and Sanctuary, that general area. Or, you know, over there by Jarl Balgruuf in Skyrim. The starting area, in this particular case, it's literally a world, but That's game design, not so much oh shit, we're falling. No, we're running down the side of a wall. Thanks, Todd. All I need is a horse and I can get back up the side of that wall. We gotta get a Xeno, you guys. Gotta get a Xeno before we go. Alright. Throwables. CCD. Weapons. Xeno prod. I'm not really fussed on what kind of Xeno it is. I just need my first pet. I need my chicken tendies somehow, some way. Yeah. Okay, we'll favorite that and we'll put it there. And then we will favorite that and put it here. We'll favorite that and put it there. All right. And we will do our best to stop going into stealth mode because B is not the button I'm looking for in this game. I don't know that we're quite in the coniferous forest here, but I'm hoping we can find a Xeno that we can take with us. The very first Thorgan stream I ever watched, he was doing Watchtower, and he jumps out of his spaceship on Eridani 3, and he realizes, son of a bitch, he doesn't have a Xeno. And I'm like, what the hell is this guy talking about? This is cool. What's going to happen next? And he runs over and he grabs Spooderman. And I don't remember if he used a grenade or if he used, the whatchamacallit, the Xenoprod. But whatever it was, he got himself a Spooder, and he named it Spooderman. And then he went about his business doing the Watchtower stuff, and I was hooked. I was like, okay, this man knows what's up. Number one, he's rocking some mod where he can tame Xenos, and I like the sound of that. And number two, he knows before he even goes into this King Gath mod that he's got to bring a Xeno with him. And I respect it. Chicken tendies and... there's a flyer! Is that a flyer that's close enough for me to get at it? If I shoot it, it's just gonna die. It's just an apex parrot hawk, man. I don't want to kill it. Oh, there's one over here. Hi. I don't really want to fight you guys, but I know you're insanely aggressive, so... Don't show me your ass. That's not wise or friendly. I don't want to see that. You big weird sunflower looking grasshopper. We got 5 charges, guys. And we've got some CCDs. CTDs. No more CTDs. We want to use the CCDs. Where'd that Parrot Hawk go? Mr. Parrot Hawk! Can you come out here and play with me? I'll take that. And I'll also take... If you will come over here just a little bit closer. Ah, it's a swing and a miss. Get your ass down here. Let's rock and roll a little bit. Oh no, I killed it. and fractured all my limbs. Ghost says, "Oh man, the parrot hawk, struggling to get them and had to use the xenosociology skill at level 1. That seems exceptionally rough. But I guess they are Apex, right? They're what do the kids call it nowadays? Sigma coded. The apex predators of their environment here." Get over here, why don't you? Oh, you suck. Was that 2 charges? You feel like you've mastered the Apex hunt? Well, that's going to have to be one of us, apparently, Gorgon. Because I feel like I'm definitely far from mastering it at this point. Because I've managed to kill 2, but I haven't managed to catch one yet and make it my pet. And I'm guessing that the Xenoprod is just a little much for him. Unfortunately, aiming the grenades without a throwing arc is a little past my level of skill, I think. Alright, we might have to get something else. We might have to settle for a different pet. Oh, good. Good, good. The charge won't be used if it killed the... Alright, fair enough. Yeah, I feel like there's also like a 1 to 2 second delay whenever I throw a grenade. Not so much when you guys do it, but whenever I do it, the grenade is usually flying towards the spot where the thing was at 1 or 2 seconds ago. Let's put it that way. Which is weird, because in Fallout 4, I'm doing bank shots with grenades. Piss me off and you're on my nerves there, Buck. I'm gonna try for one more hawk and then we'll settle for... Well, that's kind of cute though too. Are you friendly? Can I get behind you and use a grenade on you? Oops, maybe not. I don't know about those big bug eyes you got going there, but I like the rest of you. Fine. Hey! We got one, boys. It's not a parrot hawk. That's okay. Mission accomplished. We have ourselves a Xeno to begin our adventures. And I don't know, but I'm going to bet a whole $1 that this Xeno is going to be a match, or close to it anyway, for our Terramorph friend. Oh, and you can go invisible. Look at you. Oh, you're sweet. What am I going to call you? We'll definitely favorite you for now. They are kind of cool, aren't they? They look cool. The eye armor around the eye that gives it that kind of gecko, I can look in 2 directions at once thing, that's going to take some getting used to, because I never know if it's going to be looking at me or not. Let's give you a name. Guys, we need a name for this. This doesn't really look like a chicken tendy. Jeremy says, Jeremy. All right, Jeremy. You know what? You were the first one to speak up, and you have been a consistent friend and feature in my chat. Someone to yak with on Discord for weeks now. And we just found out for sure that your name is in here somewhere. I'm guessing alphabetically under J. And I have never had a Jeremy pet. So for now, at the very least, and maybe forever, we've got a Jeremy. There's Ghost, okay. H-I-J-K, come on. Come on, Bubbles. Jaws in the skies, nice, nice. Jeremy. We got a Jeremy. What a baby. Okay, come on, baby. We got to go back to the spaceport. But first, I need to chew on something because I am clearly hurt. Star map. We don't want to go into the frontier, but we definitely want to go back to the spaceport. There he is. Oh, he's a big boy, too. Like Great Dane sized. We'll have to see how that goes. I love it. Let's go find out what this fella wants to tell us about our little mission here. I'm sure this is going to go real smoothly. It's your first one. It's not like they're going to throw you off the cliff into the deep end or anything.
Shocks you managed to limp back here at all. Pull it for leeches, get it fixed up, and let her know we'll have it ready as soon as we can.
Yes, sir.
Little known fact, that parade rest dance is exhausting.
Ah, you are new probationary then? Crew chief.
He's staring at Jeremy. Look at him. He's not even looking at me in the eyes. Like, what the hell is that thing doing on the tarmac?
Now, manifest says we're fitting you out with one comms repair suite. In addition to the standard issue welcome kit all probationary pilots get for their first mission. Med packs, some small arms, couple spare ship parts, all the essentials in case of any surprises up there. My people will have everything on your ship before you lift off. Won't even know they
not taking Jeremy to fight the Terramorphs on Ptolemy.
So, paying a visit to the people of scenic Tau Ceti 2.
I think we're going to Tau Ceti 2.
Nice easy one for your first job. Just keep your
Level
head
1 on Hurt Me Plenty Dark Star mode on Ptolemy.
Questions before you head out?
Might be a little bit of a stretch, Christina, but I appreciate the enthusiasm. I'm all set.
Then I won't keep you. Make us look good out there, recruit.
All right, Jeremy, you ready for this? Let's go. It's just I'm gonna shuttle over to this particular little planet and say hi to these nice settlers and make sure they're doing okay and install a new comm array. Get them up and running, and then we'll fly back here and we'll do something fun, I promise. I'm sure there's nothing scary that we're gonna see. No problems whatsoever, but if we do, you can handle it. I believe in you.
Captain Rock, it is.
Yeah, Hurt Me Plenty or whatever it's called. I don't remember. I just clicked on it once. 90s era doom indeed. All right, and you know what we can do real quick before we go, since I don't want to waste anything else. We'll just go ahead and sleep for an hour. Look out, Jeremy. I'm trying to walk here. All right, okay. We're gonna be all right. It's gonna be okay. It's some clever version of even worse than Dark Star difficulty, I'm sure. But I thought it was Hurt Me Plenty, but you're right, that does sound like Doom. Come on, tough guy, hurt me plenty. All right, Tau Ceti, here we come. know. I'm not gonna rely on Jeremy to single-handedly base tank the Terramorph. Not on Darkstar or above difficulty settings. We'll go through and we'll turn everything on and we'll do it the right way. But I'm sure Jeremy's gonna acquit himself just fine in the days to come as my first Xeno. Is Sarah back there? Praise! Ah, yes. Tau Ceti is lovely this time of year, isn't it? It's the light drizzle. You ready for this, Jeremy? Let's do it. How about climb all the way up? There you go. There you go, Bubbles. You can do it. Well, I'll be. Looks like the aftermath of a particularly raging event. Oh, no, that's a dead body. And Squall. I'll take that Squall. They're not going to be using it. Yeah, there's a few things in there we could grab, but... we've torn that place apart with a fine-tooth comb, looking for all the treasures it had to offer. More than once since we started playing Starfield again. I think I'm going to skip it for tonight and move straight to the action.
Or you've got some incredible time. Regardless, I think it knows you're here.
It?
I'll unlock the door. Second
You
floor
mean Jeremy? He's with me. You're fine.
So what do we got here? Too clean to be one of the settlers. Or a pirate. You see on patrol, maybe?
You don't feel left out.
You were a shock trooper out
Oh, man. If anything, you'll constantly be looking back at your screen going, what? Somebody asked... oh, no, he stopped at the pet. Vanguard sent me. They failed to mention how bad things were.
Vanguard, huh? Yeah, I expect they didn't.
Oh, a wise guy.
I was a researcher with the UC. I came here on a rumor of a... well, I expect you saw the results on your way in. What's left of the settlers? The work of Xeno Master.
Xeno Master?
One
Ooh.
of the nastiest aliens humanity's ever crossed paths with. And this one, well, it's something of an anomaly.
Well, the only reason why I'm not going to throw a CCD at this Terramorph is because I already know that I need a much higher tier CCD to capture a Terramorph, so... sounds like you can use my help. I'm going to use that meta knowledge that I shouldn't have as a brand new character, and not waste a CCD on it.
Tissue sample from it, and to get that, I need its corpse. But there is a way we can give ourselves an edge against this thing. The plant security system. The admin terminal's here in this building, but it needs its connection reset. And as I found out, that's not a one-person job. But if you can...
I think it was ultra sweet for Ghost to include the name Jeremy as a pet name for Xeno Master. And it's only fitting and right that our first pet of the night is going to be a Jeremy. Let's get that system back online.
Once I see the
Let's
connection
do
reset,
this.
I'll get things underway on my end. Take care of yourself out there. And make sure you leave enough of that thing for us to...
I like your eyes. Kind of cute, kind of wild. Let's go. None of that. None of that. Okay, so moving on. Hey, this must be the place, guys. That's right. Well, the Xeno Master makes the rules, so... That's a given, right? Security system connection status. Yeah, go ahead and reset that thing. Click on those automated defenses. What do you mean I have extra work to do? It's not very automated.
I'll make this quick. Plant's turrets took a beating.
You doing okay, buddy? If I had a treat, I'd give you one.
Just get the thing to chase you down the alleys between the buildings, and you'll lead it right into a crossfire.
Save. That's the mod I'm missing.
Wish I'd found this earlier. You notice those
Is that on
sensors around
Creations?
the facility? Part of a livestock tracking system. Should let you
It is kind of a scary mission, especially when you're using Darkstar difficulty modifiers.
There should be a terminal in the adjoining room. Tune it to 183.5.
Okay, fair enough. There we go.
Tracker's reading green. What's that sound?
Security lockdown is active.
That's the sound of trouble.
Stop. Stop whatever you're doing and get in cover. It's on the move.
Oh, that doesn't look too bad. Oh, shit. Break, reach in, pull out the heart, play soccer with it. Nice. Those things are kind of scary.
They're set up but need power. There's breakers on each of the buildings you can throw to get them live.
Jeremy.
Once they're online,
Buddy.
lead the terramorph towards the lights and watch the fireworks. Give it hell, Vanguard.
Oh, I'm gonna give it hell. Now that I know they can jump from building to building, I forgot about that. Went the wrong way. Okay, all right, fair enough. We'll get our bearings here in a minute, man. It's gonna be fine. Everything is gonna work out A++. See, now it sounds far away, so I think I'm safe. I'm totally safe, right, guys? Yeah, we're gonna be fine. Everything's gonna be A-okay. I mean, it's just a crazy-looking reptile, spidery thing with way too many arms that seems way too strong to actually exist. Sure, we're gonna be fine. Everything is gonna work out just fine. No problems here whatsoever.
Activated. Stand clear.
Down in there, in that room. That is not the right way to go. Jeremy, keep watch. Sounds like he's far away. His little beeper's being exceptionally slow and beepy.
Additional power input required.
You can blow the purple chat without bothering to chat over here, but I can't see the purple chat from where I'm sitting, Thorgan. You're deliberately trying to entice and excite me to mess with my windows when I'm in the middle of a Terramorph fight. I know how you operate, sir. I'll be thinking, well, he might have typed something on there that's super important and I need to see it. I guess I better go look. And then right then, pow! I'll get jumped by a Terramorph. It'll be all over.
Local defenses restored.
See, we're doing good. Thorgan's all wink, wink, nod, nod. Jeremy, where is it? Where is this thing? We gotta tease it down these kill lanes. Why did it go all the way over here? No, it's the wrong way. Okay. I don't know what that quest icon is, but... Do we need to make a bunch of noise? Do we have some kind of weird mod conflict keeping us from fighting the Terramorph? $53 meters. $73, so it was the other way. There he is. Okay. All right. We're gonna get this guy's attention one way or the other. Come on. Come on with your bad self. Come on with your bad self. Jeremy, don't stand and fight it. We gotta get it in the kill lane, man. Remember the plan. Oh, Jeremy. The gun, it does nothing. Are you stuck, my friend? You know, just once, I would love to see my Bethesda game missing ammo. What is wrong with our Terramorph? Somebody broke our... Guys! Somebody broke the Terramorph. If that's the worst Darkstar has to offer, I'm gonna be fine. I might want to turn my other difficulty back up. Jeremy's gonna kick its ass. Look at this shit. This morph is broken. Somebody broke this Terramorph. Oh, now you're mad, huh? Finally decided to wake up and join the party? Jeremy's damn near got you beat down. Okay, it's official, you guys. Worst Terramorph ever. Although, let's be honest, none of my weapons did anything, and I only had like 2 shots per gun, so probably for the best. But yeah, that was broken. Either that or Jeremy's just that good. I'm gonna choose to win that Jeremy's just that good. That's my new belief. Jeremy's the MVP of that fight. He was keeping him enthralled and tanked.
Trekker's gone quiet. I suspect it's either hiding or...
Wait. You did it, didn't you? Heavens above, you just flatlined a Terramorph.
I did, but I gotta be honest with you. The sunflower seed insects over on New Atlantis, they were tougher than your Terramorph. Not gonna lie. They did more damage. And they were way more aggressive, so...
Oh, yeah. Taken care of. No big deal.
You didn't happen to grab me a tissue sample, did you?
I did, but I don't think it's gonna be very useful, because this one was made out of paper mache. But here you go.
All right. I spotted a microscope downstairs. Let's see if we can't get to the bottom of this. That
was definitely a paper mache Terramorph. Either that or Jeremy is just that good. So well done, Jeremy. Girl, you need a med pack. Seriously, you walking like you're all hurt, holding your left arm up, like Rock was the other night in my Fallout stream. Clearly broke something. All right, maybe not.
Older model.
Yeah, that was a tickle morph for sure.
Running basic diagnostics.
Which is cute, but seems wrong on a lot of fundamental levels.
Spectrograph.
Since it was going to be that big of a baby, I wonder if it would have let me go ahead and CCD it.
This
Probably not.
equipment, it's not set up to do a proper analysis of our sample. But this terramorph being here, of all places, it doesn't make sense.
I am a golden god!
Plenty of creatures in our travels across the stars.
Jeremy,
Pets,
2025.
livestock, pests. But terramorphs, they're different. To our knowledge, no one's ever spread them intentionally. Yet somehow, they follow us.
They do.
So when humans settle a world, 70 to 100 years later, terramorphs tend to just appear. No one knows how or why. Dangerous, but at least predictable. Talseti, though, it's too young to have a native population. It's only been colonized 20 years? But then the other option, that someone captured one of the deadliest predators in the galaxy just to wipe out some settlers minding their own business? That seems...
Hold that thought, Hadrian. I want to get these windows popped up correctly so I know for sure that there's Thorgan over there. And Old Man Fallout. Greetings, sir. I'm sorry, I had my windows set up incorrectly, so I could not read my Twitch chat. But thanks for dropping in. If you're already gone, I hope you have a beautiful night.
awfully implausible.
And Thorgan with all those Twitch emotes, like 40 of them.
Truly strange murder.
Over here about ready to have a
Or
seizure.
faster type of terramorph
Thank
growth,
you, Thorgan.
the results of which could be catastrophic. Terramorph outbreaks have taken down far bigger colonies than this one.
All right, cool. You made a clip of me fighting the world's worst terramorph, ticklemorph, with the world's toughest Jeremy. Nice. Let's see. I'm sure there's a rational explanation for all of this.
There is. There has to be. We just have to find it. Time was, I had access to one of the best repositories of terramorph research in the galaxy. Seems a natural place to start.
Hey, Otto. Good to see ya.
If I can figure how to access it.
If that's
But
not
we
the first
also
time
need
you
to get this
waved in
sample
chat or
properly
something,
analyzed.
I apologize.
Get confirmation on just how concerned we should be.
I was expecting to be a little more involved with the old terramorph hunt.
Help with the sample. What would you say to deliver this to him for me?
It's been one of those
I'd do it
jank
myself,
Bethesda
but I need to
nights,
call
which
in
I
some
love,
answers.
you know, let's
See
be
if
honest.
I can't get access to that terramorph data.
I'll take it. The jankiest night in a Bethesda game is
Maybe
often
just pop by
superior to many other types of activities
commander
I
first
can
if you
recreate myself with.
You can even show
For
them
real.
this. My gene tag. Tell them Hadrian Sanan is worried there could be more attacks on the horizon. They should recognize them.
All right, I'll make sure my commander agrees.
don't understand
Sounds
how it
perfect,
went
Dorgan.
off
I'll
my
check it out
shoulders
as soon as we're done streaming
I
tonight.
need Dr.
And we'll put it up on the
Percival
channel as
Walker
a
to put
a
together
channel
a
clip.
sample analysis for this thing. Full workup. He'll know what that means. I'm not sure exactly where to find him, but last I heard he was contracting with the Trade Authority on Mars. There's a place called the Sixth Circle in Sidonia. A bar run by some old friends. I'll meet you and Percival there.
I appreciate that, Otto.
Here.
You suggested Fluffy. I think I
Not a lot,
remember
but
seeing that. I just
you
didn't
definitely
recognize that it was coming from
Should cover
your
the
name.
cost
I
of field
apologize.
trials at least.
That's
Now
sucky of
please
me.
go check in
But
with your
hello,
commander.
and thanks for being here.
We
It's
need
awesome
know
to
what
see
we're
you.
dealing with.
And I'm sorry I missed your first chat, but I think I think the overall consensus is that this one just had to be Jeremy. Although I do wonder now, if we would have named it Fluffy, if that Terramorph would have been strong, you know? We just lucked out because we named it Jeremy and the Terramorph was like, I'm taking a day off. Ain't no way I'm fighting Jeremy. Forget it. Forget it! Not gonna do it! Nice park job. Oh, well, this doesn't look like it's going to be flying anytime soon, so that'll probably be okay. If that was indeed a park job, it might have been the last of the park jobs. Did a Terramorph do that? Or was that just how shitty the colonist ship was when they finally landed? I guess we'll never know. You tend to be pretty lurky by nature. I'm all or nothing. You know me. I'm either or I'm just lurking, doing housework, watching on my phone, carrying it around with me. Does Ghost have a Jeremy yet? I'm pretty sure Ghost has one of each of, I think Ghost, weren't you the one that had like several hundred Xenos that you showed in that one stream? Or am I misremembering that? Was that coming from somewhere else? Was that Tommy? God, I don't know. There was somebody that had like at least a couple hundred and they were going through a bunch of them. Okay, listen. Listen, Jeremy. We are gonna have to do something about this whole door blocking thing that you tend to do. Jeremy. Let's make you the size of one of my girls. You'll still be as ferocious, but you won't be anywhere near, oops, as in the way of my door frames. You're catching new Xenos again, that's right. Okay. Next time we throw the CCD out, Jeremy should be roughly the size of a medium-sized dog. And not a complete door blocker. Larry says, I think you have to reach a certain level before the Dark Star scaling kicks in. And you're probably right, Larry. I just recall reading that they were saying when starting a new character, don't start on low-level difficulty for Dark Star and high-level difficulty for the base game. Do it the other way around. Now, it's possible I could have misread that or took it out of context for like a new Unity instead of a new character. So, clearly something's amiss, because that Terramorph was easy, and Terramorph shouldn't be easy. It also seemed like it was stuck over there in that corner, but I don't know, maybe that was just luck of the draw.
Alright, we're done. You're cleared to land at New Atlantis.
Why, thank you. I think I will. That was strange. I thought it would take me to the train station right under John's office, but apparently not. Oh, you know what I just did? I ran off like a rude boy and didn't talk to the bounty hunter representative. I am so bad. That was just super rude. I definitely should have taken the time to stop over and talk to her a bit. It didn't happen, and now I feel terrible. So,
Look who's back. All set with that probationary mission? We can do your debrief and formally welcome you into the Vanguard whenever you're ready.
yeah, about that, John.
A terror? What? How did you walk away with the terramorph tissue sample running comms repairs? What happened to the settlers?
Yeah, no survivors, man.
You killed a terramorph on your first mission. If I could be frank for a moment.
Yeah, no, Jeremy had him locked down. He was like tanking him and mezzing him at the same time. It was pretty magnificent to watch, to be perfectly honest with you. I might be running with a Jeremy as a permanent favorite. Keep that kind of action up. Yeah, there was a researcher. She gave me this gene tag.
A researcher? Let me see that. Sanan. I know that name. Let me check the database. A lot of this data's been classified. Here we go. Service record. Wow. That's a lot of commendations. Seems like she served with the
Isn't it just?
Co-head of a UC Xeno Weapons division. Faced tribunal.
Xeno weapons? I don't know anything about what's a Xeno weapon.
Guess that's why I'd heard the name before. If she's former Xeno warfare, though, well,
huh?
At least be sure
What?
she knows her aliens.
No, I don't know anything about Xeno weapons.
Certainly seems that way. Did your survivor, Hadrian, did she mention why she thinks this sample's so special?
Yeah,
I see. This has been one of the more surprising debriefs I've ever been a part of. I did actually have another mission.
Poor Tuala.
Supporting UC system defense against the Crimson Fleet. Now I guess you have two options on how to proceed.
Yeah, I think this is going to take precedence there,
vigilance and
John.
help out SysDef or deliver that sample. We'll make sure you've got the proper clearances for either path. Consider these.
You're right. Xeno weapons? Yeah.
So everyone knows you're working with
Wouldn't
the
know a
Vanguard.
damn thing about that,
Welcome
sir.
to the Navy.
No, sir.
Vanguard's also got some custom ship modifications. You'll be cleared for access to them next time you're down at the spaceport.
Buddy, I
Talk
can't
to
even
ship
afford a
services.
car. I don't know how I'm going to buy a
There wasn't
custom
anything
ship
else.
modification, but
Suggest
thanks.
you move out.
I appreciate the vote of confidence, though. I feel like I'm going to be able to buy some new ship parts anytime soon. Take it easy, Lost. Thanks for coming by. I appreciate it. We're off to see the wizard, guys. Well, buddy, I learned that from you, Dorgan. I watched you do it a couple of times now. And I'll be honest with you. I'm not going to lie. An hour before I started, Melissa, she was like,
Hey, Mr. Spaceship Captain,
what are you streaming tonight? What are you streaming tonight?
Over here.
Gilligan.
If you can hear me, blink thrice or just nod. I'll take any sign. Hey.
Anyway, I was like, everything's messed up. I don't think I'm going to be able to stream tonight. And Mel goes, oh, just stream a new character. And like, just go with it. It'll be fun. I know you'll do awesome. Have a lovely night. I'm going to bed. And I was like, all right, well, my girlfriend said it's time for me to stream. And who am I to argue with that? So, yeah, is there something I can do for you? My point is, she had confidence that I was going to be able to just roll into a new character, too. Most of whatever confidence I managed to muster from that conversation evaporated the moment I couldn't create a new character. But we stuck with it and we're here, so... you know what?
Anyway, I saw you land your ship and thought, hey, here's someone who really knows what they're doing.
Yeah, Dr. Percival Walker, the wonderful Wizard of Oz. He knows all the secrets of the Terramorphs.
Figured you could use someone who's an expert with, a flux capacitor?
That sounds awesome.
Yep, super technical space stuff.
Only the most skilled understand. It's absolutely crucial for,
She's terrific, Dorgan.
well, you know...
And she wasn't about to let me, like, sit here and cry about it. Well, not that I was crying about it, but you know what I mean. Like, be mopey and like, oh, I can't stream tonight because everything's broken. And, you know, she was like, no, don't do that. Just keep your schedule. Do your thing. Are you sure that's a thing? Are you sure that's a thing?
No worries. Technical details. So what do you say? You handle the spaceship and I'll, bring, lunch.
Oh, well, God. That's it right there. You can call Bubbles whatever you want to call Bubbles. Just don't call Bubbles late for lunch. Yeah, here goes nothing. Let's get you a sign.
I'll bring more than just lunch, you'll see. This is gonna be fun.
She's fantastic.
And hey.
Yeah. We could talk more once you've gotten lunch.
Hope you're finding everything you need.
You know, I totally am, actually. But what I really need is ammunition for either that or that. And I suspect it's going to be easier to find ammo for that from you, so hello.
Hi there.
Hello
Thanks for
there.
stopping in. Feel free to look around. I can take care of transactions, and if you've got questions, just ask.
I'd like to see what you have for sale.
Take a look.
I will take all of that you have to offer. Perfect. And now that I've done that, do I have anything to offer you back? You can have the Equinox. I really hate that gun. It's not my favorite. We don't need to sell ammo right now, though. Let's see. Ooh, I got a UC Vanguard suit. A little bit more energy and EM resistance, but not as much physical. But I like the way it looks. And I am running Vanguard quests right now. Yeah. And packs. Constellation, Vanguard. That's a basic boost pack. We don't want to sell that, though, but we'll sell that. Helmet, deep mining, UC. Yeah, you can have the deep mining. Only have one outfit. Well, that is lovely. Look at that. I don't think I've ever started out with that one. Thank you, SKK. You beautiful bastard. I love it. And we have frag grenades, and you can have the mines. I hate mines. I'm anti-mine. Yeah, no, I think we're good to go. We don't want to sell any of that. Lovely.
Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having the ammunition that I needed. I appreciate that. Okay, spacesuit, none equipped. Let's equip that one, and we'll hide it in settlements. And let's equip that one. And let's equip that one, but we'll also hide it in settlements. Perfect. Time to go to Mars. We'll worry about helping out the bartender later. We'll worry about helping out old McClarence later, because I just know McClarence is going to send me to a planet in a level 15 system. I'm going to trigger Watchtower. And I'm not really ready for that yet. Yeah, the Vanguard suit's good looking. Especially when you're running the Vanguard quest. It's thematic and practical, you know? Not unlike the mod by the same name. Give me 1 hour of rack time.
Greetings and salutations. What's the scoop?
The scoop is we're going back into first person before Bubbles walks into a wall. That's the scoop. And takeoff. All right, guys. How should we handle the whole Percival Walker situation? Arcane! Good to see you, bud.
Every ship needs a dance floor.
Welcome in, welcome in. We're off to see Percival Walker. We're having a scuffed Starfield stream, 100% Bubbles' fault. But we're making it work. And we're starting with what's going to be in the main load order anyway, so adding more won't hurt anything. But yeah, for right now we're just using creations only because we currently have no mod organizer for Starfield due to technical user issues. Turns out Pepcat was correct the whole time, and the problem really was between the chair and the keyboard. And that problem was called Bubbles. Mars looks lovely this time of year. We're gonna go there. Perfect. It does have an ambush difficulty slider, and actually, now that I think about it, I'm running that mod, Not Now Watchtower. Whether or not it works on a new save without resetting it, I couldn't tell you. But it was set to kick in about 70% of the way through a new game. And right away if you're playing a Unity run, so. I might have been okay, but it's also entirely possible that requires... I think we're going to set these back to normal because, let's be honest, this is so far a little too easy. Food healing. Yeah, sleep. Sustenance, we want that on. Positive and negative. I'm not going to mess with combat affliction. Let's run down here. Apotheosis doesn't even matter because we're in Punish Me, not Hurt Me Plenty. That is correct. Okay. Spacesuit auto hide is on. All the Starborn stuff doesn't matter because we're not one yet. Ambush chance, fleet availability. Wow. So they take it away from you, your XP, if you decide you want to run with minimal interference from the old Watchtower at first. All right, I see how it is, King Gath. I see how it is. You saw a new feature you could play with, and you had to do it. Forgotten Frontiers. Xeno Master, everything looks lovely. I don't see Not Now Watchtower. Unless it was right there by that. Maybe it was up here with the Watchtower stuff? Or maybe for some reason I didn't load it on Creations. I loaded it on Nexus. I don't actually remember how that works. I thought it was a creation. But I don't see it in here. So unless my eyes are just playing tricks on me, there's ambush chance, fleet evadability. Yeah, I don't see it. So if it's in here, it's news to me. But we will save like we should have done back before we started fighting things that should have been much tougher than they actually were. And we will drink some milk, eat some alien pie.
Good day, Captain.
It always delays the Watchtower start? Okay, well, good. Because I love Watchtower, but I don't want to do it when I'm flying the Frontier and I don't have any other ships yet and all that kind of good stuff. It doesn't make any sense that a brand new character...
There's something we need to discuss.
What do we need to discuss?
There are no other surprises. Mid-five figures.
Okay, you're staring at me. I don't like that. I'm moving on. Yeah, I think it should be triggered not only when you have your burst power, but when you use your burst power publicly. But, you know, it is what it is. I think it's a brilliant mod, but story-wise, it just makes sense that you are on their radar, so to speak, because you've done something to get on that radar. Now, on the other hand, you could argue, I guess, because Silk talks about this, or Silk's Herald, Silk's Harbinger, talks about it in the Darkstar Slates. But, you know, like the version of Silk that you're going to see running around is an earlier version that hasn't yet gone crazy and turned bad and then turned good again. So, in other words, it could be that the Tauren recognizes who you are, but you are actually the version from the universe where you haven't gotten your burst power yet. I suppose you could argue that, but once you start arguing that way, then anything goes, right? So,
oh, not here for a delivery.
I mean, this could be the universe where I never get any Starborn powers. There must be hundreds of those universes. I was told that a man named Walker works here.
Worked. Past tense. Dr. Walker hasn't been employed here for some time now.
A shame, too.
One thing I will say about Watchtower, though, you guys, because I know it sounds like I'm ragging on it, and I'm totally not. It's just that the start needs not yet Watchtower or something to that effect. But
we thought it had
I love that they lean so hard into the Unity thing, and that you could legit play Watchtower back to back to back and see
decided to run off after
new lines, if not new content, with every version of that you play. Because you and Tauren can bond when you go through the Unity, and then you can send him a message and a whole bunch of stuff. So, oh yeah, it's definitely canon multiverse for sure. And I'm apologizing if I gave away any big secret, but it's been out for a couple of years, and I thought people knew about the New Game Plus feature, which is basically a multiverse feature. I can try to track them down for you.
That won't be necessary. The Trade Authority isn't interested in employing someone so unreliable. But we would like the money he owes us. If you can convince him to pay his debts,
yeah, they must have at least Starborn adjacent characters. I'm just guessing straight up some Starborns, kind of like with Darkstar. Clearly, the organization that Silk and her Herald are fighting are an organization made up of, multiverse jumping Unity users. So they would have Starborn in their ranks for sure at Watchtower, I would guess, anyway.
If you didn't have...
Don't talk, buddy. I wasn't listening, but I'll get to you in just a second, man.
Visit the Sixth Circle. A bar on the lowest level of the city.
Yeah, it's a multiverse story, and it's pretty clever, and it's the best use of the New Game Plus feature I've seen in a long time in a single-player type game. You know what I mean? It makes sense the way they did it for sure.
In the event of unforeseen tremors. Detonation occurs.
And in fact, I'm not sure if we're still going to get it. I hope we do. But the rumor going around for the last year or so was that the next DLC for this was called Starborn. Hector, good to see you, bud.
Upstairs. Go drown yourself there. This bar's for devil's vets and their kin.
You're pretty rude for a guy with that haircut. I'm just saying.
Doc Walker? You're barking up the wrong... You.
Why don't you come here and tell me what's up? Vanguard Captain wants with Walker.
Yes, Watchtower is a paid mod.
Straight topside
but
wanders into my barn,
I love that they
asking
leaned
after a
into
man
the
like
Starborn
Percival
thing so
Walker.
much. Because a lot of people have this visceral reaction to the whole Starborn concept, and so they try to avoid it when they make mods, and they really leaned into it. And I appreciate that as somebody who's done the Unity many times and enjoys that feature. I think it's cool.
Adrian. A woman named Hadrian sent you, a member of the Vanguard.
Yeah, me either, Jeremy. I hope it comes, you know?
Now, if that tag's a forgery, it's a damn good one. All right.
And I hope we get some new variant universes. A variant universe should play into that storyline, or multiple variant universes anyway. In my opinion, if you're going to use that as the name of your DLC, but... over and above, far and beyond, what?
I see. And tell me, what grade was it you got on your entrance exam? A, C, D+? That is right. All right, Captain. Maybe you are who you say you are. But look, even if I decided
I'd like to see some new mammals. I understand that it's harder to justify mammals as truly alien.
To the trade authority.
But
if someone resolved,
to be perfectly honest with you, reptiles aren't that much different than that. Like, there's no evidence that reptiles would be more common
the rest of us devils
on the evolutionary tree of chance than mammal-type creatures. You know what I mean? So, how would you suggest?
Most straightforward way to take care of this debt would be to just
introduce some new powers and maybe revamp some of the other powers too, because there's about there's a handful of them. I don't know, 6 or 7, maybe 8 that are worth using kind of all the time if you want to lean into the play style that you can build around them. And then there's some that are just like, what? Why is what? That's why I like Apotheosis. Like, certain things should just be, if you have the power, it should be automatic when you have an opportunity to trigger that power, not when you have specifically placed it in your command bar, so to speak.
Wouldn't be surprised if there was one that let out right into the authority storeroom.
Well, yeah, no, I understand that, Ghost, but, and I'm not going to argue with the Xeno Master on this one, but there's a lot of stuff that looks vaguely reptilian. Scaly skin, that kind of body type, that kind of morphology, you know. Very few things that look like cats or wolves or, you know, some of the mammal predator and prey type creatures that we see on Earth. And I think they did that to avoid the whole, like, how did those creatures get there? Are they from Earth? And definitely a lot of the Xenos in this game look very alien.
And I look forward to hearing the good news.
I just don't think mammals would be any less likely on a separate evolutionary frame than some of the stuff that we see.
Heard you talking with Lou, so you're
Give us some mammals.
Yeah, sure. Listen, I know how you can do it without having to resort to any B&E. Aqueous hematite. Mars is full of it. People think it's just garbage, but Percival and I, we've been working on some projects.
That's true.
Designs.
There is a dodo bird type Xeno.
It is trade authority contract, but we stumbled on a way to make
the
it
foxbat is a mammal
and profitable.
Okay.
Give our research over to Octai at the Trade Authority. It should more than cover Percival's debt. That guy's always looking for an angle.
Oh, for sure, Hector. I'm sorry, who the hell are you?
Cambridge. I was Percival's assistant.
Yeah, I don't understand why we don't see dogs and cats and stuff more often than we do, or at all. I don't believe for a second that we could evacuate the planet Earth and people wouldn't try to bring their dogs and cats. And I don't believe that anyone who organized that evacuation would survive that process if they tried to tell people they weren't allowed to bring their dogs and cats. But it's a video game, so we'll suspend our disbelief there a little bit.
Well, yeah. We were never able
but the foxbat is a good point, Christina. Thank you.
Ran us out.
It is a very mammal-like creature, even in the name.
How to finish the research? Then you can give it over to the Trade Authority. They'll get folks working in the deep mines again. Jobs come back.
People do yearn for the mines, sir.
Then I don't have to sleep on an inflated spacesuit anymore.
Well, we make arcs on this planet. when we don't even intend to flee, but we want to make sure that seeds and various genetic lines and whatnot are preserved. So yeah, I think that ARC ships would definitely have been a thing, but you know, again, we could nitpick the story, I guess, but there's probably dogs and cats somewhere, canonically. You just don't see them here in New Atlantis. Which is why I like taming an Ashta, you know, when I go over to Aquila. Because it just feels to me like if for 200 years you've been fighting Ashta and they were such a threat to you and the people of your planet.
What's wrong?
Yeah, just tell me where the mine is.
Yeah.
That we would have worked on domesticating them. That some of the friendlier Ashta would be kept around as at least half domesticated animals at this point.
The rest of them to buzz off. Once you've managed that, phone up here on the
So taming one around and bringing it like a dog when you're in Aquila City is funny to me, I guess. Maybe we'll see that in the next DLC, you guys. Maybe we'll see an ARC ship that got lost along the way and is filled to the rim with dogs and cats and gerbils and snakes,
and reliability.
hamsters.
The miners pretty much run the lower level.
Yeah, an Ashta is like a no-brainer for a guard dog. Now, granted, in human history, it took tens of, maybe even hundreds of thousands of years. Well, not hundreds of thousands, but definitely 10,000 plus years to really domesticate red wolves and turn them into dogs in any sense that we would no, we're not discussing anything, in any sense that we would recognize that, you know what I mean? I can't help but shake the idea that this is another player. Nope, ship services technician. Okay. Just the way he was running along the side of that wall there, like he was going towards to get on his ship, just made me think of another player. Raven Swift, how's it going? Can we fly to this POI? I don't think we can, actually. But let's look. Yeah, I think there's a technological reason why Ashta could be domesticated already within a couple hundred years. I think you're on the right track, Ghost. That makes total sense to me. I'm already set on delivering doubles. Oh, I see. It's over here and I just missed it. Okay. Not discovered the location yet. Get out of your ship, Bubbles. You're going to have to walk. All right, I got you. I got you. The ship with the Goebbels should be called the Richard Gere. It's a joke that only people who were around and relatively aware of the media in the 90s are going to get. We're showing our age when we laugh at that one, Arcane. But there was a story at one time. Maybe, Ghost. I don't know. I'm not gonna run back and check at this point. We'll just walk over. It'll be fine. We'll discover the location on foot like we should, I guess. You know what? Where is Ghost? Or not Ghost, Jeremy. Jeremy, aren't you adorable? Look at now. Oh, you're like a medium-sized dog. All right, perfect. Wait a minute, what? Enough credits for the car? No, probably, but we're not going to do that. As far as they have luck with the stalkers on Creep, but they stopped working on Project Pet Shop. Oh, right. Well, they ran into the problem with the whole Xenos, and it just ate them all. With the Terramorphs. Am I saying what ship is ass? Otto. That one? The one that I flew in on? The Frontier? It's a beautiful ship. And, you know, if you play the game on easy or normal, you can beat the whole game just using that ship. But I'm not going to do it in dark, or with Dark Star loaded and Watchtower loaded, because I'm going to need more firepower than is worth modifying onto the Frontier. I just had to make sure Jeremy couldn't block my way in and out of doors, or in and out of my bed on my ship, you know. That's the one blessed feature of Xeno Master that I'm most grateful for, I think, as far as quality of life, and that's the resize feature. I think Richard Gere is going to be super upset with us that we're buying into that bullshit rumor, and in fact is going to create his own ship and come and declare war on all of us here in the Settle Systems with the SS Richard Gears of War. What do you think of that? Don't mess with him. He's tougher than he looks. Get to some cover. We gotta save the president. Hello? Yeah, okay, normal feels a little better. Where is my dog? Where's Jeremy? I need my dog. First the enemies were hiding, now my Xeno's hiding. We're going to be in some deep stuff here in a second, I think. Deep stuff. Jeremy, don't get back into the fight. You people don't fight fair at all. You're all blanking me and stuff. I don't like that. I didn't ask for that. Just trying to have a relaxing chill in the Starfield stream, and y'all gotta do flanking tactics and stuff. I'm a low-level character, people. I implore you. More like his ship, the Pretty Woman. Hey. Kind of a weird name for a ship, but we do tend to, or at least historically, Jeremy, back in the fight. All right, that's a baby. Oh wait, you're half superimposed in a wall. What is this, Hellraiser? How does that work? Am I, though? Am I really? Are you stuck in a wall, sir? 'Cause that's a lot of attitude for a guy who's half stuck in a wall. Alright, real quick. Do I have anything better than this ridiculous pistol now? Maybe? That's better. Still an Eon, but it's a modified calibrated Eon. So we will definitely skip to that. And we will put that where that is. There we go. Alright. Well, it's got to be better than what we had. Anyway. Well, they saw Jeremy and they were like, I'm out of here. I heard that thing took on a terramorph and won. We're out. We're done. We're done, son. Time to scoot. This fight can be a lot tougher than it needs to be if I just run in there like an idiot. If I run in there like a screaming idiot, that fight might be a little too tough for Bubbles. Hector says, just took out the toilet roll middle, a gerbil, and smile at them wickedly. If it doesn't run, it's not normal. There's some truth to that. I'd be worried if that was your opening salvo and a straight-up life or death fight. Be like, what does this person know that I don't know? What the hell are they going to do with that toilet roll? I'm scared, Jeremy. I tell you what, you go over there and you pacify him from that direction, and I'm gonna get down here where there's nothing behind me, and I'm gonna start working on him one at a time from this direction. You can hear Jeremy roaring from here. Where the hell is this guy? You're on fire! Fire's super bad for you, just FYI. Not generally something that you want to be on. How am I using a controller but no aim assist? That seems foolhardy at best. Hopefully Jeremy's still up. There seems to be an awful lot of shooting at Bubbles right now, though. It makes me wonder. I think Jeremy might be taking a nap for a second until I get over there and heal him. Please be something in here I can use. I don't know, some kind of med pack. Yeah, that's good. Lock's too difficult. Weapon, though? That's a rattler. Not really all that great. Take those seaweed mini bites, though. Apparently I'm a Sagittarius. Fascinating. Okay. Penicillin. I seem to recall Thorgan actually took shelter in that same exact spot at one point in his last stream. And now I see the foolishness in my ways. There's no such thing as a good or bad excuse for using it, Jeremy. Aim assist is made for controllers, number one. And number two, mouse and keyboard isn't some type of badge of honor, no matter what younger gamers will tell you. They're going to turn 40, 45 too, and they're going to need reading glasses, and their wrists and their hands are going to hurt. I would bet 1 nut and half a lung on that one. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but no one is immune to the passage of time, my friends. So we won't get too cocky about whether or not we have to use aim assist or any other type of thing in our games, because it's pointless. I don't even think aim assist... Oh, it is. Yeah, controller only. There's a reason why they put it on controller. You get so much more fine control with the mouse and keyboard. It's not even really funny. But if I use the mouse and keyboard right now, this stream will be over in 5 minutes, because my lower back's already hurting, so I'm standing up while I'm playing. Mouse and keyboard is definitely out of the question. Down you go. It couldn't happen to a nicer spacer either. Ataxia? Isn't that what the Gallon Skyrim accuses you of having when you go deliver the Frostfire salts? Could be ataxia. What the hell is ataxia, Jeremy? I thought that was a fantasy thing. That's my old and broken down, but still privileged enough to have the use of both of my hands. Prejudice? Privilege? What's the word I'm looking for? Talking, I guess. I wasn't aware that that was a thing. You wish you had seen an osteopath 10 years ago? Yeah, I'm not sure it would help. I messed myself up pretty good in a motorcycle accident when I was 38. But before that, I fell out of so many perfectly good trees and endoed on surfboards and skateboards, and you don't even have to be any good at surfing or skating to hurt yourself surfing and skating. But the crazy thing is, if you're young enough and you're in good health, you bounce right back up and you keep on going and you think nothing's wrong. There's some cumulative damage that occurs, for sure. So, early osteopath, probably a good thing, but probably also not a panacea. The eyes is my favorite, though. I have a really good friend who streams, and he's a pretty good-sized streamer, you know. And he knows his stuff, and he's a good gamer, and he was a great dungeon master, and he's a writer, and you know, he's fun. But when I first started watching him 5 years ago, he was not at the point where he needed to use reading glasses, and he did not believe that that day would ever come, because he always had really good vision, and he just felt like it's kind of a myth that everybody needs reading glasses when they turn 45. Fast forward to now, and he's wearing reading glasses. And I'm not poking fun. I'm just saying, no one is immune to that. At least not yet. And unfortunately, that age-related degeneration, that macular degeneration, isn't the type of thing they can correct with a fun little surgery either. So, they're like, yeah, you had a real eye problem, but all you have is you need to wear reading glasses when you're working at a computer problem. Oh, okay, thanks. I guess I'll get some freaking reading glasses. Body shakes. And it's just in your hands, huh? Wow, man. Does the controller help? I mean, you're on a console, so I think you've probably been using a controller the whole time, but... Or does it mess with you even when the controller's in your hands? The reading glasses make us look like professors? Thanks, Ghost. Professor was actually my first profession in Starfield. I took it because I thought it would be fun, and my previous job was as an editor. So professor was about the closest thing I could get. Turned out there's less opportunities to show off your professorly nature in Starfield than there is for some other professions. Just FYI. It's nature's way of giving you trauma for later in life. I would tend to agree. I'm certainly not gonna... I wouldn't go back and like go, oh, I'm not climbing that tree. Or I'm not gonna go out and, you know, surf or whatever. Or try to surf badly. I wouldn't change anything, you know. But I was more shocked than most, I think, that it was possible to be a mortal person. My first hit was actually at 34 when I was playing as a ringer softball player for a corporate team. And my boss heard I loved baseball and was like, have you ever played? And I'm like, shit, yeah, I played all throughout elementary, junior, and high school. I could have went to college on a scholarship, probably, with baseball. And he goes, do you still play it? I'm like, I haven't played in years. And he's like, well, I need you to be on this team. So I was on this team, and we did pretty good. But one night, I decided I was going to, you know, round first, steal second, and slide into third before the team even knew what happened. And while I was successful at doing that thing, I completely shattered my tibia in like 2 places, sliding into second base. Should have dove. Would have been better off diving. And it was, I won't say it was life-changing. I mean, I was in a boot and back to work like 3 days later, hobbling around at like 30 miles an hour, like a typical 34-year-old, you know. But the after recovery, once I was completely recovered in theory, was my first sign that, oh shit, like I'm not going to just completely bounce back from this, that I'm always going to have, you know, an achy ankle, especially when I vigorously do things, or I've been on my feet for too long, or it's particularly cold and the weather changes, you know, whatever. And all the injuries I ever had before, the collarbone I broke a couple times, several bones in my hands and my feet on the left side only for some reason, motorcycle accidents where I went down and had road rash up one side of the leg and arm. The bounce back was always pretty quick and complete. I was blessed to be young and full of life, as they say in Fight Club. When that started going away, when I went from 20/20 vision to suddenly needing reading protective lenses to program a mill machine at work, I'm like, oh, we really do get older and things really do start not working as well. And that's if we're lucky, because, you know, clearly we got our buddy Jeremy here in chat who had to fight a brain tumor and has now, I guess, ataxia in his hands, and he's already using a controller to play games. So, yeah. I am lucky to have the problems that I have. I am blessed. Because they don't add up to much compared to something like that, for sure. Not only am I going to med pack Christina, I'm actually going to do a quick little save here. Because I've been pushing my luck for a while now, and it's starting to catch up to me. I probably should have left the difficulty settings where they were. Turns out when things fight back, they're still pretty tough on the settings that I used. But you know what? We're in the middle of it now. Not a lot we can do to change it, so... Two down. 2 down and half health and no health packs. I'll take it. Yeah. And I apologize for that, Otto, because since we've been talking about it, I actually really do recognize just how lucky we were that we felt that way when we were young, because there are people that don't. And clearly you can relate to that, so... My bad, you know. I didn't mean to take it for granted. I just didn't know, you know. On the other hand, I ran away from home when I was 15 and went to Hollywood and tried to form a rock and roll band. And I don't believe that I would have survived if I didn't have the sense of invulnerability that I had. I would not have made it. So, sounds like no matter what happens, we're all going to get what we got coming to us sooner or later. That's close. Ballistics is ready to roll. Yeah, an asthma attack. Okay. Yeah, no. One of the first girls I ever dated, she grew up with really bad vision, so she had to wear these really thick glasses. And so, you know, true to type, she was a reader and a brainiac, you know, and she had the braces in high school. And so her high school experience was completely different than mine. And even though I took off pretty early and ran away from home, I still managed to finish high school. So my high school experience, even though I was a D&D playing nerd in many cases, was actually pretty good. And I remember thinking, well, how come you didn't have fun in... Like, I don't want to go back to high school. Like, it wasn't the time of my life or anything, but I don't regret it. I stood up to my second or third bully in junior high and didn't have much problem after that. You know, that kind of typical story. And, oh, thank you for full health. Well, it turns out not everybody had that. You know, some people didn't stand up to their second or third bully and were bullied all throughout high school. I somehow managed to miss that experience, and I was lucky to do so. I didn't have to wear glasses, so I didn't get labeled a brainiac, even though, you know, taking multiple guest tests was always pretty easy for me. So I didn't have that kind of problem in high school. Everybody seems to have their own experiences, but those of us that were able to fall out of perfectly good trees and get back on a skateboard and keep on riding, we're very lucky compared to people who had asthma attacks and, you know, couldn't climb that tree in the first place. So I may have been blissfully unaware of those realities when I was young, but as I'm older, I'm trying to be a little bit more cognizant of it, for sure. Yeah, I guess you probably have, Jeremy. And I have an innate, I wouldn't call it a fear, but a kind of a phobia of emergency rooms, which is funny because I am in love with a nurse. But my experience was a sibling that was in the hospital for 9 months before they passed away. Not my own personal experience. So for all of my phobia of hospitals and emergency rooms, it's all selfish. It was all things I had to go through secondhand, you know? But for what it's worth, I don't know you in real life, Jeremy, but you've been around and in my orbit, and I've been in your orbit for 6 weeks or so. And I adore you. So I empathize with the experience you or Otto have with the asthma, and all the times you've been in emergency rooms. I need to suck it up and pull my big boy pants up, because I ain't never had a problem in an emergency room like that. So. But we'll get on a happier subject here, Christina. You know, like shooting spacers in the face until they scream out, "My eyes!" I don't know how, but it looks like somehow, knock on wood, we are managing to get through here, regardless of the fact that Bubbles is kind of a big idiot. Sure are burning through this ammo, though. Thorgan, I know you're closer to my age than Jeremy's age. When did you have to get reading glasses? Just curious. Or do you have to yet? Oh man, bullies suck, Jeremy. They just suck. And trust me, they're no better in adult life too, and I've known them, so. Every once in a while you run into an adult bully and you just like, snap to it, buddy. What is your deal? Not today, sir. Not today. Oh, we lucked out. You broke a boat and drove across the country? I hope it wasn't your tailbone, because it seems like that would be extra awkward. Although I would imagine any bone being broken actively and not knowing it probably wasn't any fun to be in a car for a cross-country trip. Hector got his at 50. Okay. Totally fair. I think our mutual friend earned his from playing that one game where he got all that rad eye strain. What do you think, Hector? And I ain't poking fun. I sympathize with the man, but I think that game did it to him. Long hours streaming that sucker. And he kept talking about eye strain, and I was like, oh, uh-oh. Ruh-roh. Is my baby Jeremy injured? I don't know. It's a great question. I haven't seen him in a minute. Better go find out though, huh? Do we have any grenades by now? Maybe? Nope, just CCDs. Not useful against people. Don't have the axe of friends, so. Oh shit. I'm in a bad way. Because I'm in a bad, bad place. And down he goes. Arcade says, this is why I have a 43-inch TV as my monitor. I hear you, sir. Oh, ankle. Oh, and driving across country on the ankle. Oh my goodness. Jeremy, where you at? Well, that's just not anything useful. I need your mod, Ghost Rider. The one that reminds you to save. Nexus only, I bet, though, huh? Fuck what you're going through. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Did I come all the way back to here? Oh, you guys. Bubble screwed up bad. There are miners on creations too? have to make a note to get that before I even worry about breaking out Mod Organizer 2 and getting this all set up. Because I am the idiot when it comes to saving. And I definitely have no way to heal myself. Okay. Oh, I'll bet, Otto. That sounds excruciating. As a person who has broken their ankle, that sounds tough. I would definitely, that would be a hell of an experience to have, for sure. And you knew it was broken and you were just waiting to get where you were going so you can get seen, or you didn't really know it was broken and you thought you just twisted it or something? Well, you know how food heals in this game, Christina. I'm gonna need to eat the whole mess hall just to get a full health bar. She never liked him anyway. You broke your wrist and that's it? Jeremy, sounds like you got your fair share in another way, or more than your fair share, so let's not break anything on top of all that, all right? The wrist was enough. You know what a break feels like. Put that in your memoirs. You're not missing anything by not breaking your ankle. Trust me. Yeah, this isn't gonna work. I think I'm dead. Could really use a level up. Can hear the quiet crackle. Yeah, we're gonna adjust downward. We're gonna do the thing that we set out to do. Because I read that and internalized it and put it in my load order for a reason. Save, and now load. Arcane's been blessed to never have broken a bone. Right on. Yeah, you're not missing anything. I wouldn't do it just cause. I will say this, the ankle was infinitely worse than the collarbone or a finger, but it might have been age related too. That was the last broken bone I had, so. After that, I wasn't so eager to jump on the softball team just because my boss said there might be a promotion in it for me. There wasn't, by the way. He was a big liar. Raven broke both her feet. Ugh. That sounds painful. Like your arch or your instep? Sounds like you mean more than a toe. I've broken a toe several times. Oh my god, I can't tell you how many times I ran into a monitor on a stage a little too fast and got a broken toe out of it, even wearing like Doc Martens, you know? Toes are sensitive little things. But feet, that sounds a little more serious than a toe. Oh yeah, guys will do that, Thorgan. Med pack at the end of the building with the lockers. Right. Gotcha, Christina. Well, we got the weird medical maladies and malfunctions conversation tonight, people. I'm not complaining. Talk about whatever you like. I sometimes tell stories and they lead on weird tangents, so... But feet. Oh, God, like my feet are hurting right this second just thinking about what that could possibly mean. Ooh. But the nose thing, Thorgan, I can totally relate to. Come on. Like, I think every one of us guys from a certain generation have either broken somebody's nose or had our nose broken a time or two by somebody who thought we would look better with the... And to be fair, they might have been right. Who knows? I definitely thought they would have looked better with a broken nose. Yay, level up is right. Okay, so we were just in here. There was not a med thing. Let me read up a little bit here. Med pack in the inn building with the lockers. So that is not the right building. Varun Scripture. All right, I'll take it. The only thing I got going for me so far on this run is a larger than normal carry weight. And I am grateful for that, because if I was fighting carry weight and hit points without medical healing, it would be much, much worse. iHeart. Comare. Make CCDs with that. Bum cup is trash. Pistol. Can always sell the pistol. Somewhere in here is a med pack, maybe? Maybe. Seems like a perfect spot for one. You know, right here, maybe? But you may have meant a different building with different lockers. Because I don't see one here. There's Jeremy. Oh, there's some more lockers. Okay, all right. Oh, look at that. Christina weren't lying. She shouted it out to the chat. Thank you, Christina. Coming in clutch. Lead me to the next med pack, because you know I'm gonna need it. Minor utility? Nah. No, don't ever want that grab a pass helmet. I'd rather talk to the bounty hunter person than wear that thing. That's the ugliest outfit item in this entire game. Dad told you to walk it off, Raven. Oh, metal tarsals to top bones. Ugh. Drove yourself to the hospital braking with your left foot and accelerating with the cruise control. Sorry, I'm not laughing. I'm not laughing at the event that happened. I am laughing at your description of the aftermath of that event, or the intermath of that event, which is admittedly, in hindsight, you figured it out. You did it. Wow. Yeah, that's pretty bad. We'll eat you. I will definitely eat you. And I will drink you. Alright, and then we will take you. Take you and take you. We will take all of you. For sure. Christina, telling me about all this good food in here. In lieu of med packs, I will take the food. It's better than nothing. That is the dang truth. Well, in hindsight, it's funny. I'm sure you were in a serious amount of pain when you were going through that. And if somebody would have laughed at you right then, they'd be walking around with a much higher voice than Bubbles got right now. I'm certain of that. So. But my reaction was to laugh at it, because the way you described it was just like, that's an epic, badass way to engineer yourself through that problem, using the cruise control as a way to accelerate. Ouch. Well, what do we got here? It's one of those kind of puzzles, huh? All right. Well, ammo's better than nothing. I was hoping for more med packs, not gonna lie. They don't usually show up in a place like that, but... No, I don't want to sleep. I don't want to sleep. Doesn't seem like a safe place to sleep at all. Expert, I cannot do. Okay, fair enough. Have we properly looted everything, Jeremy? I think we have. All right, we're gonna head off down this way then. Before we get down there, poor Hector's getting PTSD just from listening to all this crazy shit. We're gonna save when we're close to full health and we have food in our pockets and a gun with some ammo and... Right on, Ghost Rider. I knew about it, and I've watched your video. I've watched Tommy's video on it. I just... The way my day goes from, you know, with family stuff and work and the dogs and Mel and everything else, you know. Thursday was Dune. Friday was Fallout. I didn't even have time to pull up the Starfield load order. And then when I checked it this morning, everything looked great. And I said, well, I'll get back to that in just a second. But while I'm having my cup of coffee here, I think I'll start transferring my current load order for Fallout over to Mod Organizer 2 and save myself some trouble. And apparently what I did instead was make myself some trouble, so. But the ping will be nice, because it'll be a nice reminder that I need to actually do it, because, God damn it. You guys are assholes, man. Shooting at a guy when he's standing in a corner. Jeremy, where'd you go, bud? Yeah, I do not like those pain pills. They make my tummy upset. Being nauseated is sucky. Not a fan. Try to avoid them if I can. Although when I broke my ankle, they had me on them for a few days. I will admit. I don't understand doctors either. They always say crazy stuff to you. They're like, they're always like, whatever you do not take these Vicodin with alcohol. And see, in my brain, I hear that and I go, why? Does it kill you? And they go, no, it tends to amplify the effect and all that kind of thing. And I'm like, oh, okay. Amplify, you say? I was 34, so I had to try it.
Can't hear anything.
Had me throwing up for hours. Never do that again.
Hey.
I gotta get more cover than I got. It's like an invitation to try it, right? Yeah, that's what I thought. And then when I did it, it made me super, super sick, like gross, you know, nausea and vomiting and stuff. And I was like, no, okay, that's why you're not supposed to do that. I thought it was supposed to be like amplify the effect. All right, let's see. I'll be the judge of that. Yeah, my ass. Contact Cambridge on the comms panel. I don't know what you're talking about. I still have spacers trying to kill me here. And no cover. Better show some hustle, because if I can figure out a way, I'm going to take you out. Just saying. If I can make it happen, you're done. Oh, no. I still need that cover a little bit. You're done, son. You're down and out. Yeah, I don't disagree, Otto. That is kind of a jerk move. But I have known, I don't want to give anything away about the medical profession. Because, you know. But I have known some doctors and nurses in my time. In fact, I was at a big rock show with a doctor who plays bass guitar in a really, really excellent Motley Crue band that wears costumes and everything. And he's not a partier or anything. That's not what I'm saying. But some of his friends and colleagues and whatnot, at the age that I am at or close to it, definitely were putting me to every bit of the shame as far as how hard they were partying over some Motley Crue cover songs. Let's put it that way. I was just over there sipping on, you know, 1 or 2 or 3 over the course of 4 or 5 hours. These guys were putting them away, and maybe then some. You know what I mean? And nurses, when I was in my early 20s and living in Hollywood, playing in bands and stuff, the wildest people that you ever met in your entire life were the paramedics and nurses that would come into town for a big rock show when they had a few days off from like the valley, from like Simi Valley or whatever. And man, those people could party. Put a musician in the ground trying to keep up with those people. They knew what was up. You know, come Sunday morning, they're sitting in their condo or whatever, and they're putting IVs into each other just to get fluids back into their bodies so they feel better faster. Like, that's a level of hardcore party that I, as a musician, never experienced. That's for damn sure. So yes, the doctor, kind of a dick move, but you know, it's hard to say. Might have been one of those kind of doctors that were just like, let's see this wuss screw himself over. He's gonna take this warning as a invitation, and I'm gonna get to hear all about it. Please tell me there's another big hunk of cheese. Yeah, this Dark Star ain't no joke, Dorgan. Bubbleonia, I had a Vicodin for a tooth out and forgot about the alcohol, marinated a steak in it, had the amplified effect, not the sick. And I was like, what the hell was in that steak? Yeah, that was probably closer to what I was hoping was going to happen. And I'm glad you didn't get sick. That's awesome. It can be super dangerous, though. Otto is not wrong. Plenty of otherwise decent people over the years have gotten themselves in a lot of trouble or worse mixing those two things together. So I think we're both lucky, whether we got sick or we had a hell of a steak, right? Oh yeah, Jeremy, I have no doubt that you have heard some shit. And I'm telling you, nurses and doctors are party animals. I have literally had a doctor when I was younger be like, hey, you gotta quit smoking, all right? You gotta knock that off, that's not good for you. And you gotta do this and you gotta do that. And it was like, all right, doc, okay, I'm listening. I promise I'm listening. Get in your car or get on your motorcycle and start to drive away. Pull around to the side of the building, and there's that same doctor standing in the smoking lounge. They used to have those at hospitals, out back behind the side door or whatever, sitting there smoking a cigarette. Do as I say, not as I do. Cheese for everyone, man. No, you mess with me. See, that's the problem. People don't understand. No matter what happens, I'm just going to keep popping back in. You, on the other hand, go down once and you stay down. Funny how that works. Chocolate Labs, chunks. Yeah, I think that's probably... I'll have some of those too. Why not? Why not? My health bar is going up a little bit. Okay. I'm going to pretend I have Ghost Mod installed, and I'm just going to hit the quick save. There's just one guy. And did Ghost get you? No. Or not Ghost. Did Jeremy get you? Get him, Jeremy. Get him.
I've had worse.
Oh, shit. Hey, Sneaky. No problem, man. I figured you'd be on for 5 or 6 hours, and I got my schedule, so I had you on my phone here. That's why my phone went dark. You ended your stream. Well, it's good to see your face. Hope you're enjoying that Sim Settlements too. I know I do.
Hello? Oh, took care of the spacers, huh? Good. Now to finish off the research,
remember to save. Saving could be good.
to run through the thresher.
P for please.
Grab a laser cutter and head back to the chamber where you came in. Once you've got a sample, Thresher's the big machine in the next room. Passcode to start it is Ares 2330. Take care of all that, and we'll have Percival's name cleared in no time.
And there it is.
Password accepted. Initiating analysis.
Yeah, I've been on the same schedule for 6 weeks now. 5 nights a week. And I always try to hit pretty close, within 10 minutes or so of the right time. I had a late night the other night because I was watching a King Gas stream. But I think consistency is the key. But, you know, Thorgan would argue that his more random schedule's working for him. So it just kind of depends, right? You know what I mean? But I'm sorry it wasn't as lively as you were hoping, bud. Alright, not unlocking a master.
All set? Good. You can take the elevator in that There should be a key stashed in the Thresher room. If the spacers didn't...
Jeremy, I'm excited for the Outer Worlds 2 as well. That's going to be my surprise streams, you know, that I sometimes do on Monday or Tuesday. It's going to be the Outer Worlds, for sure. I am stoked for the Outer Worlds. I loved the first one, so... What is happening? Oh, did I not grab the right... Yep, I did not grab it. Okay. I did not grab it. And now I grabbed it. And this should work. You're like a hybrid of Bubbles and Thorgan? Sometimes scheduled, sometimes not. Yeah, I'm not really sure what the difference would be, Sneaky. You know, I am super grateful and super lucky that I have some regulars that I come into, and, you know, a lot of them stream too. So when they're streaming, you know, I try to be over there and doing the same thing in theirs. But a lot of times too, you know, like if Ghost was streaming right now, we wouldn't be chatting much, but you know, I am fortunate that there is definitely much chatter generally. So maybe it is a regularity thing for you. Maybe it's you know, mix it up a little bit, try a slightly different game or whatever. I'm not really sure, man. I wouldn't be the person to know. I'm over here looking at you and going, wow, look, he's got 1,000 subs or almost 1,100 subs now. I have no idea how I managed to luck out and have a really decent chat going a lot of the times when I stream with so few subscribers. To be honest, I'm blessed, you know. What keeps happening? Why won't it take the elevator to the surface? Am I hitting something wrong, or am I just going right back in because I'm too busy chatting? Heck yeah, Ghost. It is super awesome to have people hanging out and chatting in your streams. It's the best. I'm kind of a ham bone, so I will talk to myself generally, regardless, or sing to myself. Thorgan, I know you know what I'm talking about, sir. But there's nothing like having a busy, active chat. I can definitely see how it does not feel great when your chat kind of dies off and scrolls to the top and you're kind of on your lonesome. Why is Mars so confusing, you guys?
Over here. There's something we need to discuss. Got a minute to chat? I'm glad I finally caught up with you. I'm from the Trackers Alliance.
I blame Ron's music, to be perfectly honest with you. It's fantastic, so that has definitely helped. Although we don't have it here in Starfield the same way we have it in Fallout 4 for sure. And not just for like chatters, but like if you're in kind of a funky mood or whatever and you're streaming Fallout 4 and you have the radio mod and you start tapping your foot to "Damn You Communist Jim" or something, Raven knows what I'm talking about. You know, it changes everything about your mood and your attitude and your approach towards the game. And I don't know, man, something about good music in streams is super important. I think that's why Kat's always running. She runs that little trick where she plays, it's licensed, but it's only coming over the live feed and it's not actually going into the VODs or whatever. Oh God, I'm about to work for this idiot. No.
Excuse me. Don't go just yet.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna go. Yeah, bud. I'm sorry it put you in a bad mood, man. But, I know you'll figure it out. You'll get to it. You'll get back at it. It'll be good. So.
Be careful down near the mines. And enter any...
Can't park a tank in Tucson. Jeremy, I don't know why. I mean, that's... And I think you're not probably the only person that ever thinks that. Just, you know, chat with people, make friends, socialize, network, whatever you want to call it, you know. I think it helps.
You got the look of a miner about you. Maybe when the new contracts finally open up, you'll give it a go.
I was a miner, but why do you have a quest icon over your head?
Welcome. Nice to meet you. Name's
What is
James.
happening, you guys? Who is this?
Xeno mining project here in scenic undergrounds today. I could spare a minute or two to chat, so long as you're not looking for mining work.
This is weird. This is, I used to do some work for Argos. I was hoping you'd have some work, but it doesn't sound like it. I'm not really hoping. How goes it?
Not so bad for one of the oldest mines in the settled systems. We struggle with the lack of decent equipment, but...
Well, thanks, Christina. I try. I miss people. You know, I'm sure I do. And like last night, I had the chat on the opposite monitor. Oh my god. It was insane because I had to really look to my right side to be able to see it, and it was nuts. This is much easier. It's like literally front and center. Basically floating just off this guy's head, so.
Oh, that!
I love that he's Australian. He's still painfully Australian 200 years after Earth was abandoned. That's awesome.
Now, you probably felt the rumble when the detonations actually go off. That's all it is. Not too bad, eh?
Well, you know what? No worries.
No worries, mate. I can totally see how it'd be odd if you're not used to it. Just sit
We
down,
love you, Sneaky.
or be sure you're within reach of something to hold on to if the quaking makes you uneasy. You'll be fine.
Okay. I'm not sure what you are for or what, but I'm going to get back to the quest at hand before I get so distracted I can't keep up with breathing and playing at the same time.
We've got the slate. Let me see. Reduced joint wear? Oh, increased lifting capacity. A dose of this stuff could make a miner way more efficient. This formula's gotta be worth at least as much as whatever Percival owes. Okay, so here's what you do. Tell Octai and the Trade Authority you found a business proposal that will make miners more efficient.
Ooh, a business proposal.
All that business crap.
That'll work. That guy has one of those pencil mustaches. He's susceptible to business proposals, I can tell.
Stuff like that.
No, I love Australia. I think it's awesome. I love hearing that accent. I don't get to talk to my friend Ringo as much anymore lately, so I don't get to hear that accent on a daily basis anymore for some reason. He's busy. He's working on a project. It's all top secret, very hush-hush. But, yes, he's changing. He was a tradie before, and now he's going to be something really awesome. And I'm super rooting for him. But he's been in classes and kind of getting up on his certifications and stuff, so not so much of the WhatsApp chat back and forth. Hearing an Australian accent coming through my speakers here is pretty badass. I can give it a whirl, sure.
Oh, this is gonna be great.
Right?
Oh, and here, a copy of the formula for yourself, in case you ever want to try maximizing your own industrial output. Oh, use that if you can. Good luck.
Yeah, I'm not, Ghost, I love it. I love your, voiceless streams. They're like a different type of thing, and especially when I got, you know, I'm not trying to do 2 or 3 things at once, like multitasking, and I can really engage in the chat. It's fantastic how responsive you are, and answering questions and stuff about the mod, and just seeing the raw gameplay footage of the mod in action while you were working on it the last few weeks to get that update out was just a real treat. So
I'm never one to turn away an opportunity. But I'd be curious what you think you've uncovered in the Martian market that others have missed.
Aussie dudes and Aussie women, for that matter, are super. There's like a lot of YouTubers that come back in that accent, and a lot of them in the gaming space. It's wild. Like the guys that do all the lore for Skyrim, Budge Muppet. They did all the builds and stuff for Skyrim and for Fallout 4, and those guys are fantastic, and they're Aussie as fuck. I love it.
Aqueous hematite, iron and wastewater. Well, I'm not surprised no one has proposed something like this before.
And exactly what does this new drug of yours do?
It makes your miners more efficient. I've got the data here to prove it. Mustache.
An interesting proposal, if your data pans out. But where's this hematite coming
Dash
from?
Lord Dash.
The active mines would be too expensive to retool. The
Budge
deep mines
Muppet.
could be an
Their
option,
build videos are
but they're full of
choice.
spacers.
Choice.
Or so I've heard. Well now, that is intriguing. A completely untapped resource pool.
An
The
untapped
sort of utility every mining
resource.
firm in Sidonia would be clamoring to get their hands on. We could contract out all the actual lab work. Bring on one of the hungrier mining concerns for materials.
I think it helps too, Ghost, that I have a background in performance and stuff. And then I was in media journalism, mostly as an editor, but I did have a radio program.
The Martian Trade Authority.
And I was a co-host, with two other people.
And what do you want from
And we
the
did a
rights
bunch of
to
different
this
kinds of stuff. So, I think that helps for sure. But there are some real chill streamers too that I love to watch that they aren't boisterous or trying to be funny or doing voices or anything else. So it just varies, Some of the most knowledgeable people I know, the ones that are like the kings of like, these are the people you go to when you want the Fallout 76 build that can solo the raids or whatever. They're not necessarily putting on a show or performing or, super loud or whatever. They're pretty quiet. So, it's up to you. But, if you don't want to do the voice reveal yet either, I understand completely. So,
Dr. Walker's dead. That's it. Consider it wiped.
Well,
consider it
we have a
wiped.
deal, then. And here, a finder's fee from the authority. A perfectly reasonable amount for a discovery with this sort of potential. Wouldn't want you feeling shortchanged down the road. We'll just be taking that slate before you have any second thoughts.
Yeah, you might as
It
well.
was a pleasure doing
I kept a
business.
copy of the recipe my damn self anyway, so there. Okay. Backseat 40. Hello. Well, you don't have the face bug, but you're wearing all the gear and the extra cool clothing and stuff. So cool, that must have corrected itself. I love it. Jeremy.
Yeah? Did you now?
Did ya?
Fine work. My end
That's
of the
fine work.
He's holed up in the old Red Devil's HQ. Place was sealed up tight after the UC shuttered our unit. But we snuck him in the back entrance through the deep...
Oh, it definitely is. And you know what? Here's the thing. Like, I tried it a year ago, and
Sounds like you might have already tossed those drinks.
I don't know what the hell I was thinking, but I didn't enjoy it very much. And it wasn't because I only had, because, there's always one or two people chatting or whatever, because I was streaming, like, real big mod lists of Fallout 4. And it was cool, but, like, I wasn't feeling it right, or, I don't know, something. It felt like I was forcing it too much. And I was trying to be, like, people that I know that do it and are really good at it or whatever. I was trying to kind of imitate them a little bit. Does that make sense? And it just wasn't me, and it kind of riddled me with anxiety, to be honest with you. And when I started doing it, a couple months ago, and doing it regularly, I had been kind of collaborating with Bats, Vixen, and a couple other people or whatever, and I was like, I'm just gonna go on here and just be myself. If I feel the urge to do a crazy voice or sing a little bit or whatever, I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna tell jokes. But the main thing, I think, is I decided somewhere along the line that all I really cared about was promoting that kind of DIY maker modding community. I don't really care about playing the latest and greatest games. Nothing against people that want to do that. But I'm going to do it that way. And I'm going to be, I'm going to try to be positive when I can. I'm not going to really cover negative stuff because it's just I'm not interested in being a journalist on YouTube. You know what I mean? I've been a journalist in real life, and frankly, I don't have a lot of respect for a lot of the online journalism that we see nowadays. It's not rigorous with its sources, and it's coming from a weird place that's kind of already bought and paid for in ways that are even creepier than getting a paycheck from the millionaire that owns your newspaper. But I'm not knocking it. It's just not for me. And so when I decided I was just going to be me and kind of support the punk rock of the mod scene in Bethesda games and play games with mods, and I wasn't going to worry about making videos, because I sat down and I tried, and it just didn't feel like it was going anywhere. And I felt when I listened back to the recordings of my voice and stuff that I was putting on some kind of affectation that I didn't seem to have control over or awareness of doing when I was doing it. The whole thing was just anxiety producing. It was madness. So when I see somebody like Sneaky putting out, weekly videos on mods for Fallout 4 and having a style and having like a really cool format for how they showcase the mods and stuff, I'm over here going, how does that black magic work? Because I have never been able to crack that. But for me, I just started streaming, and I think the other thing too is a lot of networking. And by network, I mean making friends, talking to people who make mods, talking to people who are streaming, getting really interested in what they're streaming and doing, getting excited about it. I'm not saying that if you're having any issue that you're not doing that. That's not what I'm saying at all. But for me, it changed my attitude in a way that made all of this bullshit patter, and the jokes and the voices and the singing and all like a relatively natural thing, instead of something that I was trying to force and was coming out in a way that caused me despair and not joy. Because if it was causing me despair and not joy, I wouldn't have kept doing it. I drive more for Uber because it's frankly a better way to spend your time if you want to earn some money. But I get so much joy, and I ride a little cloud after a particularly awesome stream where all these wonderful people that I have come to know and adore, and especially their work and the things they make in the scene. It's like being back in the old punk rock or rock and roll scene in Hollywood when I was in my early 20s. I have, in a way, peers that I'm excited for the things that they're doing, and I think that made all the difference for me personally. So catch up with the chat here a little bit. No, we're probably not going to see Bernstein and Woodward, Hector. And maybe that's okay. And in some ways, I could tell you some stories, but in some ways, we probably don't want to see something like that exactly. But that kind of fearlessness we could probably use. Hi, Bats. Thanks for coming in and saying hi and good night. I appreciate you. I hope you had a killer evening and you're getting all set and ready for your move. I love your new Discord. Took me by surprise last night, but I'm glad that it turned out to actually be you. So thank you. Thanks for being here. you a chest? No, you are not a chest. Okay, fine. Don't be a chest then if that's the way you want to be about it. Well, I tell you what, here's one thing that I've noticed, Sneaky, and I'm not in any way trying to call you out, because you're talking about it, so let's talk about it. I did a stream where there was no plan, and I was just going to work on whatever quests were closest, and it wasn't that much fun for me, and I don't think it was that much fun for the chat. Then I did a stream where, for the want of one cooking oil, we spent 3 hours running around looking for cooking oil, and for some reason that turned the whole thing into a weird, fun scavenger hunt, and it changed my attitude 1,000%, and I truly believe made the stream more enjoyable for the people that were watching, you know. Tonight I did not want to stream because I fucked up my Bethesda load order like an absolute noob, and Melissa said, get out there and keep to your schedule. You kept to your schedule for the most part. Keep to your schedule. So I jumped in and we started streaming, and I started talking about how badly I fucked up my load order. And the very first thing that happened was we couldn't even make a new character to play with this very drastically reduced Starfield load order that was only the creations. Every cell in my body was like, just tell him goodnight. Go watch somebody else. You know, tell your friends it's not working out, you know, see ya. And I didn't, because y'all kept hanging around and talking me through it. So none of this is me. This is all the awesome people that come by and make this kind of thing happen. It's a community, you know? So maybe that's the part of the secret too, Sneaky. Find some weird hook, some cucumber that you can chase around most of the night. I learned that from bats, actually. Sometimes finding some weird thing that you can be obsessed by, not getting eaten by a worm, or, you know, I'm going to do this myself and explore this myself, or I got to find this cooking oil, or I'm not even sure if I'm going to be able to make a character. Sometimes that kind of thing makes all the freaking difference in the world. And the cooking oil thing was amazing, because while that was happening, or after that happened, Arcane did a stream, and probably it was in the middle of the night when I was sleeping. And I went back and watched the whole stream the next day, and Arcane was like, I'm going to find some cooking oil like Bubbleonia is looking for. And I was like, ha ha, very funny, you know, Mr. Arcane. And then he finds cooking oil. He's like, I got cooking oil. I'm going to take it to Bubbleonia. And I busted out laughing and had such a great time watching that playback of a stream, because the cooking oil like transferred in a weird way. So, you know,
tissue sample?
It's weird how those little hooks can make all the difference, I think is what I'm saying.
You want to tell me what I'm about to be staring at?
Well, in a mod showcase, for sure, Sneaky. But, I mean, in a stream, you know, maybe think about that for a minute and see if you can find some way to incorporate a mod or something in some weird way that requires you to go around and basically be lost and enjoying that whole process of being lost. Because for my thing with the cooking oil, it involved, you know, the people that were chatting. It involved Raven, who went looking up things and was like, have you tried looking over here? Have you tried looking over there? You know, so.
Terramorph attack, huh? Not exactly sure why.
But as for the rest of that, I don't know, man.
Wait, Tau Gourmet? Like Tau Ceti Tau Gourmet? That's a joke, right? There's no settlement old enough on Tau Ceti to have a Terramorph. Either someone's setting up the worst petting zoo in the universe, or who exactly told you to bring this to me?
Making lemonade of cooking oil. Exactly, Christina.
Adrian. She gave
you know what? Sneaky, that might be, you know, something awesome. That might work.
I need to see these cells.
I'd love to see you try it, and I'd love to see you having a good time doing it. Because, you know, I don't want to see my friend having a bad time doing it. That sucks. Jeremy's freaking awesome, Sneaky, by the way. And
Gonna ask you to
I would definitely take Jeremy up on that. Get to know Jeremy.
I wasn't expecting guests.
I owe a lot to Jeremy. Jeremy was there at my earliest days of this latest having a scheduled streaming deal that I'm doing. And he's fantastic. So much so that on my internal Discord that Ron set up that I haven't really done anything with yet because it just feels weird to have a Discord when I hang out at my friends' Discords. We have a Jeremy page, all for Jeremy. So maybe that's a good excuse to let people join it too, so they can see Jeremy's stickers and stuff. It's awesome.
Where are the markers? This can't be right. This sample, it's Londinian. I'll need to get this all in the slate. Adrian really gave you this sample.
She really did.
You're not lying to me?
Nope.
Because if you told me this was a hoax, and it'd be the best damn fake I've ever seen, I'd be mad and very, very relieved.
The sample's not a fake. I collected it from a Terramorph myself, sir.
Can't just humor an old man, huh? This sample, it's got all the indicators of the worst Terramorph attack in human history. I presume you've heard of Londinium.
Yeah, it sounds familiar. Sure.
It was a city wiped completely.
I think it was in that thing that I speedrun when I joined up with the UC.
They had to blow the spaceport and seal the place off from the galaxy at large.
Your attention to detail is what makes you the perfect UC pilot. And what was that? I'm sorry, what did you say?
I didn't detect any of the telltale signatures this specimen ever sat on a ship while it was alive, either. I don't think it was transported to Tau Ceti. This specimen, it grew there, faster than any Terramorph should. Which means, if we're about to start a new era in human-Terramorph relations, where big, sudden
check out Sneaky Guy. Check out his streams. I've been watching Sneaky Guy for years now for his awesome Fallout 4 mod reviews.
Bad omen all the way here.
But Sneaky streams.
Tell me what your plans are.
By all means, please check out my friend Sneaky Guy. Orders are to take you and that analysis to Hadrian. She should be waiting at the 6th circle. In other words, let's get some drinks.
The circle, huh? Could use a drink about now. Here, faster we take the lift to the surface. Not supposed to use it, but given the circumstances, I'm inclined to just ask forgiveness. Let's get going.
All right, let's get going. We came in through the bathroom window. We go back out that way. It's a long hall. If we go back out this way, there's an elevator, I think. You're all right, Sneaky. I'm not holding it against you. I've known you for too long and love you too much to hold it against you. And I'm sorry I wasn't over there to chat more. You know, I had my schedule and I was sticking to it. And that didn't work out very well for you. And I feel bad for that. But I hope your night turns around and the rest of, you know, your week and everything else, because I think, you know, you deserve to be cheerful. And of good cheer and happiness. And your streams will be better for it, too. So, don't let the bastards drag you down, Sneaky Guy. I found the industrial size shortening in Fallout 4. I think we were literally joking about that in that stream. Why can't we use shortening in the fat fryers for the donuts, man? And I couldn't even reclaim the oil that was clearly in the fat fryers at the Slocum's Joe's that we went to looking for the cooking oil, which irritated the shit out of me because I knew I had some empty bottles, and this is the wasteland, right? You know, if it's good enough for a fast food restaurant to reuse their cooking oil for a few weeks or longer, should be good enough for a wasteland donut shop, but no. I hope that these 3 lights over here are the correct place. Oh, thank you, Christina. I try to be, but, you know, we were talking about this last night, too. I don't know if we went over this specifically, but, you know, I'm not a martyr or a saint or a prophet or any of that shit. I just think it would be a cool idea if, when I stream, I try to bring a little more positivity to things. And honestly, it's way more fun to be loving and supportive of my friends and my new friends and my old friends and people that are creative and smart and fun and love the same kind of things that I love than it is to be a depressing ass who makes videos about how doomed we all are because, you know, this is the worst year ever for games or whatever Reddit shit people want to come up with. It's not for me, you know? I respect the hustle a little, but when I tried to be even snarky and sarcastic instead of just mostly plain spoken, I didn't like myself doing it, and it didn't fill me with anticipation and fun and that Cloud 9 feeling when I was done. It was the opposite. So I don't ever want to go back to that. But it doesn't mean that I don't have computer problems and then right before the stream, go out in the backyard and look up at the sky and throw my arms out and scream, "Ah!" You know, I'm still a human being. I still have my moments, you know. But I appreciate the kind words. I really do. I try to be kind and supportive because being anything else in the world that we live in would just be adding bullshit to the already smoldering pile of stuff that we're all going through, so. Amen to that, Hector. Amen to that. And that's why I tend to gravitate towards watching other people that have that kind of positivity. I hear that word thrown around a lot. Sometimes people use it in derogatory ways, but they also happen to be a lot of the same people that unironically talk about, you know, how masculine they are or whatever. And that's all fine and well. Like, I think guys and boys need role models and stuff just like anybody else, but if part of being masculine is being sarcastic and negative and shitty, then you can keep it. I don't need it anymore. I'm in my rock and roll looking like somebody's favorite aunt stage. Not really. In reality, I keep my head pretty shaved, so I'm never going to look like someone's favorite aunt, but you know what I mean. I got the glasses and everything. Thorgan, same way. When I started watching Thorgan, I was like, oh my god, kindred spirit right here. There you go. Ghost, Raven. Raven gets into even more trouble in her streams than I do, as far as biting off more than she can chew. And then struggle busting with it until she figures out a way to finish it. And I love that kind of streaming too, so.
Percival. My god, look at
Arcane.
You're an old man now.
Arcane had a good time the other night clearing out Core Vega. Anybody that can clear out Core Vega and have a good time is all right in my book.
Not here. Let's talk somewhere more private.
Yeah, that's the main thing, Arcane. Just be yourself. I mean, if your humor tends more towards sarcasm and stuff, then by all means don't rein that in. Yeah. A little positivity goes a long way. We don't want to blow smoke up the ass of the world and ignore reality, but at the same time, we're here to play Starfield and celebrate the amazing mods made by people like Ghost Rider 231 and King Gath and Larry, you know, and the Dark Star team. Sorry, the name is not on the tip of my tongue because I just started doing Dark Star. And it's the same with Fallout 4. I'm here to play amazing mods by kick-ass creators who are doing the most punk rock thing you could possibly do with Papyrus. And I love it. So the positivity comes naturally. And nothing to complain about there. And all of my wounds are self-inflicted. When I screwed up my load order, that was totally me. That ain't nobody else's fault, you know? So, a little more gunfire than I usually like on my delivery jobs, but nothing I couldn't manage.
That's certainly not.
It's kind of a lie, really. I actually enjoy gunfire in my delivery jobs.
Thank you.
In
I'm just glad
Starfield.
you both came through intact. So, were you two
Please
able to
God,
get
not
that
in
work
real
together?
life. Let's not do that.
Got it right here. That sample? It's an exact match for the ones from Londinium.
Londinium. That's exactly what I was afraid of.
Not thrilled.
I don't understand it, Hector, to be honest with you. I don't mind people that don't play with
So tell me
mods.
you've got some kind of
You know,
plan.
our mutual friend traditionally
Well, right
does
now,
not
we've
play
got
with
more
mods and has
questions
good
than
reasons that he can articulate
So I've been
why he
trying to
prefers
figure out
to
what it's gonna
kind of
take to
retain that
access our
purity,
old Terramorph data.
even when he plays Starfield or
Good place
Fallout
to
or
start.
whatever.
What'd you find?
Respect.
archives.
You know what I mean?
Miss this archives. Doesn't
but-
that mean we'd be dealing with the cabinet?
People that play with
And the
mods
free
and then
start
complain about modders like they
And
owe
house for
them
room
their
somehow?
time and their work,
Guess we can
and
choose
talk
that
about how
approach
easy it
goodbye.
would be to change this or
I
that
don't
over
think
the other.
cabinet would be willing to hear us out either.
Man, take that down the road. I don't need that in my stream. We're here to
They've
celebrate
agreed to
mod
hear us out
authors
on
and
two conditions.
people who love
One,
mods, people
they
who love
wanna see
Bethesda
this
games,
analysis you two have procured.
creative
And two,
folk
they wanna
musicians,
discuss what happened
artists
on
of all
Tau Ceti
kinds. Let's do it.
with
You
both
know.
of us.
It doesn't sound like any run-of-the-mill data you're after. I think you owe me an explanation. And by the way, are you from Mars? Because your eyes are like red and they're really pretty.
Of course. You deserve the full story. Percival and I, we're not just researchers. We were
Oh, yeah.
military scientists.
The immediate update,
Ran a
people, especially
division of
after
the UC together that deployed aliens
in Bethesda
on the
games, Bethesda
battlefield
puts
as
out a
weapons.
patch or an update,
Place I was hiding out.
and then your
That was our unit's
script
home base.
extender needs to get updated, and
After
then the
some
mods that
early
rely on the
fixes
script
starts at other
extender, and then
facilities,
slowly
the
but
place
surely,
eventually became the
especially your
heart of
popular
UC
mods,
warfare.
your more current mods, are going to
A
start
practice that's
coming up
been
with their
banned ever
updates.
since the armistice,
And you'll go over and you'll look in the
except
comment
over 10
section,
years
and
ago.
people are literally like,
And
I
the
can't play my
military
game right
cut us
now.
loose.
Fix this. Man. Step outside. Enjoy some blue sky. You know? Listen to some Electric Light Orchestra or whatever passes for positive music in this era. I don't know. Do something, you know? I actually know who you are, and your past, well, that's none of my concern.
Oh, well, that means a lot. It's not something I'm exactly proud of. But it was
Awesome,
during
Christina.
that
I'm
assignment
going to wrap
that
this
the
up after
UC
this
asked
mission.
us to explore
I don't know how long we've been going or
deploying
anything, but I suspect it's been a long one for the bubbles, because I'm
But
starting
the
to feel a
data
little
our team
achy.
gathered is now sitting in the archives, along with all the other information.
Yeah, a little over 3 hours. Whoops, I cut Hadrian off while she was talking. My bad.
Under the watchful eye of monitors from all the galactic factions still participating in regular politics. But if we can convince the cabinet to help us access that data, it'll give us the tools we need to decipher what exactly.
Speaking of, most of them are free mods.
And hopefully,
I heard Thorgan
how to
talking about
prevent
this today,
more
and I want to
attacks like
repeat
the
it.
one that spawned it.
The achievement-friendly mods that cost $1 or $2, that have a free version, even if you play in the free version, if you love that mod and you can afford to do it, please, by all means, get that $1 or $2 version and send that love to the creator. Nothing wrong with that. We'll all pay $7 for a cup of coffee. And no reason why we won't pay a couple of bucks for Xeno Master or whatever. So I know Ghost didn't do it for that reason in the first place, but and the free version works with the patches, which is super important. But don't be afraid to support the things that you love.
All right. I'm gonna go get this work.
I missed what you said, Jeremy. I'm sorry.
I'll meet you out front of Mast in New Atlantis.
Good luck. You two are gonna need it.
But anyway, my friends, I've about talked myself hoarse, and I think it's time to maybe watch some Thorgan or some Arcane, whoever's up next, whoever's doing some stuff, and kind of wind down for the evening. Nice, Sneaky. Cool. Well, I've got your you're one of the 10 people on this planet that I have your bell thing set to go off and give me notifications. So, I'm not bullshitting when I say I love you. I will definitely check it out when you put that up tomorrow. But I'm gonna sign off the same way that I do every single time. The way I learned from Bats Vixen, who's just the best. Remember to stay positive when you can, as much as you can. Stay creative. Make things, try new things, be curious, and love each other just a little bit more if you can get away with it. Even when it sucks, and even if it's only just a little tiny bit more, and even if you have to kind of curse yourself for doing it on the way home in the car, try it. I think you'll find it makes a world of difference. But for now, this is New Bubbles signing off, saying I love every single one of your faces and every single person here tonight. You made my evening better than it was when it started, and it wasn't bad when it started. So that means a hell of a lot to me, and I appreciate you. Have a lovely night, and we will talk again next time. Stop shooting people, Bubbles!